Welcome, everybody, to Tales from the Golden Bough, brought to you by Casters and Castles. I am your Dungeon Master, Tormented by Gnomes, and joining me tonight is an absolutely fantastic party, standing around the room at the moment. So I'll go ahead and ask everyone to introduce themselves, starting with Parallax.
Hi, I'm Parallax. I'm trying to figure out my angles right now.
Cool.
I'm a Overwatch League super fan, big Dungeons and Dragons fan. Typically a DM, happy to be a player, hoping and praying that the RNG is kind.
And it's Sabriel, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sabriel Maston. I'm a forever dungeon mistress myself. However, out there in the world, I work for Overbuff. I'm a content creator and social media for there. So if you ever have any problems, you've probably spoken to me. Or if you've ever seen a million patch notes or patch day stuff, it's me doing all that work. And so, yeah, here I am.
Welcome. And last but not least, Thibbledork.
Hi, it's me. I'm Thibble. I currently do social media for the Florida Mayhem. That basically means I just get paid to make memes on Twitter. Haha. Yeah, that's all I do. I have played Dungeons and Dragons for a long time. Like Alex, I've usually been the DM, so getting to play is a lot of fun. And I am excited to hopefully not die this time. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I shall make no such promises. I've been
I will
looking.
make no such promises.
All right, I just gotta blow up Discord real quick. There's something, you know, when you do at everyone, it's like, are you sure you want to do that? A sense of terrible power. Live for real this time. And bam, it is done.
Yeah, we're getting more reports of your audio being low, Thibble.
I know. I'm hearing I'm quiet and soft,
It
which
wasn't just me.
I've been told is like a good thing normally. They're like, "Oh, Sybil, I like that you're so quiet and soft." And I say, "Oh," but I guess here I should be. Oh, I don't want to use the antonyms on that one. I watch my volume.
Yeah, if you can give that a boost. All right, and as usual, chat, let us know if we have any production issues that we can resolve, any improvements that we can make. I am starting. We had a couple of subscriptions already. Thank you for your support. Also, you can spend your in-chat points to do all sorts of things. For example, I am starting with double disadvantage on 2 rolls, as well as inspiration to use at one point of my choice. So, we'll go ahead and get started.
Spooky.
Spooky. Outside, in the forests and rolling plains of Odasvale, a terrible storm is raining down on field and forest alike. Thunder echoes across the sky, and torrents of water pour down relentlessly for hours and hours. And this oppressive wrath of heaven beat down on the 3 of you as you made your journey into the Fleendwood, to the west of the great city of Romar. You have come here answering the summons of a wizard, a local of the area, the court wizard to the Duke of Odasvale, who knows each of you on your own merits from your previous adventures and has sent you an urgent and mysterious summons. Your help is desperately needed. The dragon is coming. A great reward will be yours. You each have your own reasons for making this journey, whatever a great reward looks like to you. And we'll learn a little bit more about what that means to each of you in a moment. And perhaps you are traveling companions who've known each other for a while. Perhaps you only recently met as you shared this road. But it all leads you to the ruins of an ancient keep, built in a time when blood stained the altars of a terrible empire that ruled over this land. And the keep itself was broken down to its mere bones. Only foundation stones and ominous archways remain in the depths of the forest. But beneath the keep, a great iron hatch opens before you. You already know the way. And you descend down a stone staircase into the library of the wizard. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take us on roll 20 to that location. And I'll share that with chat in a moment. Awaiting you inside this ancient basement. Doesn't sound nearly as ominous when you say it that way. Inside this ancient dungeon is Idra, the wizard's apprentice, who stands waiting for you as the three of you descend the stone staircase. And as you walk down out of the rain into the musty but less horrific than the land above, into this ancient place, I'd like you each to go around and describe yourselves as you enter the dungeon, starting with the Baroness.
The Baroness enters, head back, shoulders sneer on her face, four pronounced tusks as she looks around, glares down at Idra, taking stock of the surroundings. Her hair's down, long, full, rich purple hair, accentuating her dark skin, just with a sneer. I've been in better dungeons.
Idra seems... You notice that the young apprentice is taken aback by your entrance. Literally takes one step back, but more out of shock than out of fear, as there are other issues that trouble the young apprentice. Let's move along to Sabriel.
This Goliath of a woman, tall, beautiful, handsome. She's got a side shave, of course. Hair is just soaking wet. She comes in here with her wet, smelly furs because she's been walking out in the rain the whole time. She's got battle axes in each hand. She just walks in, loses her headphones, and then walks in and is like, Skiga is here to hack things.
Well, hopefully that won't be necessary.
I mean, every good job needs a hacker. So
I am a
true.
hacker. I hack doors, I hack chests, I hack goblins. Everything can be hacked, and everyone.
How quaint.
All right. And Lorian.
So Lorian enters in. He is a wood elf, tall, fairly dark of skin, like dirty blonde-ish golden hair that like goes down his back, though it's covered currently by a weather cloak of decent make. He takes that off because it's probably soaked, finds a place to put it, and underneath he's wearing a second cloak because that's just his deal, comprised what looks like of oak leaves, with various twigs and bits of natural detritus kind of laying through it. And that covers a decent quality set of plate mail that he wears reasonably well. He looks fairly comfortable in it. He looks around the room, not in a judging way, just kind of like getting a feel for the place. And he says, Baroness, you may have been in better dungeons, but if you're anything like me, you've been in worse too.
I just look down, leering over him with my full 6'6" figure, not counting the horns.
All right, I'm 6'3". You're not leering that hard.
I'm still leering.
Back in 10 seconds. I forgot something amazing.
No worries. We will expect amazing at this point. That's actually a little bit of a pity because I was going to say, wait a minute, who is the tall? We have a Goliath.
I was
we have
just going to ask.
6'6"
she's got to be
like,
tall.
Who is the tallest member of the party?
I'm going to guess the Goliath. Like, come on. She's got to be like 7 feet minimum.
I mean, with the horns and the hair, I will
Oh,
argue.
that's awesome.
How tall is Skiga?
Oh, she is. Oh, I got that right here. Oh, she is 7'6".
Okay, yeah, confirmed. Tallest in the party.
Yeah, big deal. Tall girl.
Wait till I do my
Okay.
updo in my other picture, then you'll see tall.
Then it's
No.
over for you.
Wait till I get my platform boots. Then I'll be not that much taller. That's all I got. Boy howdy. Lorian basically looks like like the guy who just showed up to the party and like he has a meat and cheese plate, but like it's kind of a rager, and you're like, dude. I mean, I guess like that's Lorian. That's definitely Lorian.
That's phenomenal. That immediately told me what I need to know. That's great.
So the apprentice is here, Idra.
Yes.
What else is about the room?
So I was fiddling with. You should, if you on Roll20, you actually you may not have vision. Let me fix that for you.
I see a blackness. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Can you see stuff now? I'm working on
Mhm.
fixing it for
There it is.
chat. I had a small oversight that has prevented me from sharing this with chat just yet. That it? No, that's not it. That it? Still not it. All right, I'll show chat in a moment. Anyways, as you descend down the stairs, there are 2 candelabra, one on either side. Beyond that, the passage widens, and you see 2 statues of robed figures. Their faces, it seems, worn away by the elements, though just in this basement, they should have been fairly protected. Perhaps some other force was at work. Idra, the apprentice, stands between the 2 statues on a rune carved into the ground, into the stone floor. Beyond that, steps descend, and you can already see dusty stacks of books. A small passage branches off to your left, towards the west. Idra, the apprentice, looks at you and says, "You must be the ones that my master sent for. Master Wolfelm.
So
But
it would seem.
I only wish that my master had told me more. Wolfelm is dead."
Oh boy.
No.
Well, that doesn't sound fun.
If you come
Ladies,
with
what do
me,
you suggest we do?
I will tell you what little I know.
Okay.
Let's find out what little is.
Yes. Idra will light a torch.
Is the torch sufficient to light this place up? Like,
Yes.
it's not a huge space, so.
You should see now.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes. And again, chat, I will work on fixing that overlay. I'm not sure why it's not popping up for you. Anyways, Idra will lead you down the stairs into the rest of the dungeon. To your left, you see a passageway. Again, there's just stacks and stacks of books piled up with no organizational system whatsoever. Some of them, the binding has started to rot away, or it's faded with time. There's loose pages torn out and stacked together, scrolls from a 1,000 different eras all over the place. Now, if you click on your character, you should be able to pick them up and control them and drag them around.
Can I Arcana check the rune?
The rune? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
A rune? missed
How I
it.
do that?
All right, go ahead and roll Arcana. If you click Arcana on your Roll20 character sheet, you should see it'll automatically roll for you.
Oh, come back. I just closed it. Hold on. Wait. I clicked it.
All right, you got an 11 total. All right.
Where should I be looking for that result?
Actually, if you look in the chat bar, I see an attack roll from Sabriel, and I see
Found it.
yeah, the Arcana check. Yes, you got an 11.
Anything familiar?
It is the personal symbol of the wizard Wutheln. And as you step there, it just says, please, just your names. Your names.
Baroness. After
I am the Baroness.
Skiga.
I'm Lorian Donswood.
The
of
statue.
Household.
Sorry, you weren't done. I cut you off.
It's a long one, don't worry.
The statues, as each of you say your names, they voice in a raspy, "You are recognized. Proceed." And the rune buzzes for a moment as you continue.
Darling, I'm recognized everywhere I go.
I'm just happy to be here. Well, less so now, I suppose. Grim business, as always.
These are grim
I-
times.
As we walk through the hall, I kind of give the rune a little berth. Just go
All right.
around.
You kind of, again, as you step near it, your boots sort of hum in an unpleasant way that runs up
Yeah,
your bones, but it's barely noticeable. It's only for a moment.
don't like that.
I step right on it.
Dominance
someone's
established. All right. Idra the apprentice leads you forward, and up the stairs to the left, you see a ritual chamber with a great stone sigil carved in the floor. But the outer ring of the stone sigil is empty and sort of indented. There is a stand for a book directly before the ritual circle, but there is no book in the bookstand. Idra will halt and direct your attention to the ritual circle and say, "The last thing Wuthiln told me before he died was that the dragon is coming.
That much we know.
He had grown strange recently, reclusive, reluctant to share things with me. I've studied with him for years, but he pulled away. I would ask him what he was doing. He looked at me strangely for a moment before he would respond. Something came over the wizard, and unfortunately that means he did not share what he was planning with me. This is all I know. Wuthiln was preparing a ritual. The great dragon is coming to our land, to Odasvale. And this is not a dragon the likes of which we have seen in our lifetimes. If it comes, everything will burn. Wuthiln was preparing a ritual that was going to harm the dragon, hide the veil, distract. I don't know. It was supposed to stop Odasvale from being consumed by the fire. I don't know what exactly he was planning. All I know is that he was gathering different components together. And I think he was going to ask for your help to complete the ritual. But he died and he didn't leave me any notes.
Where is his body?
Not very diligent for a wizard.
I think it was out of caution. Interesting note about the body. There isn't one.
Go on.
Did his corpse frighten itself out of existence?
Idra pulls out a small amulet with a piece of polished obsidian in the middle. And the obsidian has completely, ooh, that's nice, has completely cracked down the middle and hands it out to you. This was bonded to Wuthiln's life. It broke yesterday. We have not seen the wizard since. If this is shattered, it means he's dead.
Interesting.
And he's just holding it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take
I'm
it
just
unless
going
you
to reach and grab it by the hilt and just not even like ask, just kind of take it from him and hold it up to my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll Arcana check it.
Okay, roll it.
Where we go? What I get? 15.
15. Tell me about your knowledge of Arcana. Where does it come from? Where did you train? What sort of subjects did you study?
So, my study is in shadow sorcery. That's where that's most of our arts.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered that I had a divine soul. And through that spark, I've been investigating my own powers through that way. So most of my background would be like shadow sorcery, and then I'm like a excited novice at divine soul. But
Okay.
that's Alice talking, not the Baroness.
Okay, interesting. So I would say that this is it is magic. It's not shadow magic, but a lot of the arcane principles are the same. It was likely made with an admixture of the wizard's blood, and it was meant to show basically if the wizard was in peril, if the wizard was in danger, and according to your analysis, the magical aura has faded away from it, which would have been a consequence of the wizard's death, as would the crack down the middle. It's not a super powerful arcane item, but it does demonstrate a certain level of understanding in the arts, and it checks out as far as you're concerned.
Mm. The life alert is
Yes.
dead.
Yes, the life alert has gone down.
I hear all senior citizens should have life alert.
Wolfeln has fallen and cannot get up.
Indeed.
After investigating it, I say that then I'll just drop it towards shit. I wrote it down.
That's fine. Idra
Idra's direction.
scrambles to catch it.
Lorien, after an interesting history as an adventurer, has developed a bit of a paranoia. Can I perceive if Idra is Idra? Are there any illusions about him? Any glamours?
How would
that I could
you go
perceive?
about discerning that?
I'd either
Why are you
stare
so
at him
paranoid?
really hard, or I would pull out my little book of prayers and start ritual casting detect magic
All right.
while we go about.
Sit there for 10 minutes, just
Hey, Idra, can you hold real still for a moment?
Yeah,
All right.
Lorien is very Caleb Widowgast about his spell casting. He's
Mhm.
like, if I gotta take 10 minutes to do it, I'm gonna do it. So if we have a bit while we're kind of examining the room and whatnot, I mean, for the room too, like I'm curious to see this ritual circle and what it does. So I would probably start doing.
All right. So you're going to stay and you're going to analyze the ritual circle and surreptitiously try to scan Idra as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a radius, so while he's there,
All right.
if anything pops off on.
Now that will take you 10 minutes, so that will only work if the rest of the party stays here for 10 minutes.
Yes. So before I start, I'd say if you guys don't mind taking a minute, I can, cast a little something to see if there's any magic about the place that we could utilize. Or Idra, perhaps do you know what's to be done here in this ritual circle and how we might go about gaining a little more knowledge towards our goal?
Well, I know a little bit about the functioning of the ritual circle. It is built on a nexus of ley lines, a source of power. So any rites performed here will have an amplified effect. You will go around and sort of demonstrate walking around. The outer edge of the circle is a stone trough. It's sunk a little bit into the ground. It says, here is where the words of any spells would be placed. There are 30 runestones that can go around in a circle. And quickly, Idra will step away from that towards a bunch of, there's all sorts of locked crates and chests of different make and material. Some look ancient, some look like the wood that they're formed from is still alive, and they're in the back alcove to the side of the ritual circle. And he opens one of them, and it's just full of these little stones, these little rune stones. Each one bears a single letter in a different script. Depending on whatever languages you recognize, like whatever languages you speak, every single letter of that language you can find in this ritual, in these boxes and boxes of rune stones. You can use up to 30 of the rune stones to form a phrase or an arcane incantation around the edge, which lets you use it whatever magic are you performing a summoning, are you divining the future, whatever sort of spell is being performed, it can be prepared accordingly. I don't know what spell Wolfeln was planning to prepare, but I can tell you that if you use Draconic or you use Infernal, you're going to get very different results.
In what way?
I mean, what do you
Like a
imagine would
bad
happen
way?
if you put a bunch of infernal magic around? You're going to...
Infernal's easy. I'm curious about Draconic. Most arcane languages are based in Draconic, ancient Draconic.
The magic of dragons extends to the world before. I would say the one time that I've used the circle, I used Draconic. It's what's most familiar to me. It was
Did
nothing
you know-
fancy. I was just doing a sounding of the ley lines to map them out, just to make sure I could do it.
Insight check.
All right.
Ooh, buddy.
Suspicion already rises.
Ooh, that's a
All
10 total.
All right. Idra is nervous. Very nervous. Part of it is because I have just decided that Idra is very short. And the three of you
Understandable.
are towering. So I imagine
How
Idra,
short?
let's say,
He's human, right?
yeah, all three of you could easily place your chins on top of Idra's head without any difficulty. Without like
Start-
craning very hard.
I'm gonna start playing Short King's Anthem.
Yeah, do not be intimidated. So, did he do his research anywhere else? Like a room or study?
Yes, I can show you. Meanwhile, Lorian is still with the book. So Idra's going to try to lead you down a passageway to the north, out of the range of your incantation, Lorian.
That's fine. I'll be along in just a minute.
All right. Baroness, will you follow or will you stay?
Walk
I will follow.
All right. This room contains an incredibly ornate and elaborate orrery, a mechanical mapping of the different planes of existence as they rotate and wrap around each other, with a belt and ring for the sky, for the stars, for the moon, and for the sun. It's designed so that you can set it to a specific date to see the alignment of the universe at that time, or vice versa. If you adjust the alignment of the universe, it will show you a specific date.
Like in Avatar, Last Airbender.
Exactly,
Just
except
missed
not
it.
as big.
Wan Shi Tong, is that you?
I knew you were going to use it as a weapon.
He who knows 10,000 things.
Can I just say that Wan Shitong's appearance in Legend of Korra was absolutely fantastic.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I
It
almost
was brilliant. Brilliant.
I need to do a rewatch. It's been too
Yes, always.
Seasons 3 and 4 of Korra are some of the best TV. But I digress.
I'm biased, sorry.
Hashtag Korrasami forever.
Bruh. Mind blown. So good. I think I finished watching that episode and my first reaction was just to head to Reddit to watch everything completely explode.
long. Everyone freak out. Dude, December 19th is a national holiday.
We just had a 5-year anniversary.
I
Aw.
know. We're getting old. It's depressing.
However, we are in a dungeon. Or
Yes, back to it.
And there's going to be a dragon. Oh, snap.
Yes. All right, so this is where Wulthern would perform calculations about the alignment of the cosmos and how that might affect particularly sensitive magical rituals. There was some research. I wouldn't say a great deal of research done in here. It was more of a very useful tool. He was quite proud of it, I will say. I imagine it was incredibly expensive to create. But here, he'll continue to lead you down the stairs into a small study, and you notice that these little studying alcoves with candles and books and sealing wax, pens, quills, and ink, these little studying alcoves are all over the place, and every nook and cranny is just packed with books.
Bit of a pack rat, you're a wizard.
Well, you collect knowledge wherever it can be found, I would imagine. Oh, I just almost hijacked the Baroness. My bad.
Take me there.
All right. Idra will open the door, and you can feel the heat of a fire fighting back against the damp cold in this dungeon. And you enter a room that's a little bit more lively. You can smell food cooking over on the side. And there's a rug in the middle, a very old, faded, heavily worn, threadbare rug on the floor. And a number of chairs gathered in a circle, and there's 2 other people sitting in here quietly, just keeping warm by the fire. One of them bears a mace of a slightly green tinged metal and a crimson red shield, just wears full armor. And the other is simply dressed, an older gentleman, his hands folded, just kind of sitting there quietly in this living space. Idra introduces them. This is Zulmus, who is Wolthern's protector. Gives him a side-eye glance.
Not a very good one.
Zulmus straightens out in her armor, but doesn't really respond beyond that. And then Janordu, the attendant, keeps his head bowed.
So what is this room, Idra?
These would be the living quarters where meals are taken when there were more apprentices than just myself.
And we are here because...
Well, you wish to see where Wolthon did the rest of his work, and we are just passing through.
All right.
Checks out.
Sitting in the ritual chamber.
Insight.
All right, you want to roll that? Who?
No.
All right. Now there are a few more places, and I believe, if my notes were correct, that the ritual needed a text of some sort to read a spell from. It needed the runes to be placed to form arcane phrases of sorts around the edge. I have no idea what he would have had it say. Some sort of focus implement, a staff or an orb, something of that sort, and possibly some sacrificial reagents to conjure as well. And there's plenty of that scattered throughout here. I just don't know what it was that he planned on doing.
Go back to these sacrifices.
Oh, Eye of Newt, Ear of Toad, that sort of thing.
A baroness.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't need a baroness except for a spell of the... I mean, no. I'm certain Wolfhelm read about that kind of spell, but never would have cast any of that.
I was gonna glare at him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to intimidate him.
Okay, roll intimidation.
Which one are you intimidating?
The main dude, the assistant guy who's been giving us this tour.
Okay.
All right, not a huge roll, but not...
How the fuck
not,
did I get a 10?
Not a particularly difficult one. He just sort of shies away.
Continue on with your tour of these quarters as they are.
Yes, of course. Idra will walk through, sort of skirting the edges of the room, giving everybody a wide berth. And as you pass through Skiga, you notice that the lady with the green mace and the red shield, some of the emblazoned symbols on the mace, some tattoos that she has, they're all familiar to you as an Eldritch Knight. You suspect that the bodyguard probably was not simply someone who was trained in the martial arts. They probably had magical training, probably have magical training as well.
Ooh, nice tattoos.
It gives you...
Tell me, how are you feeling after the loss of the wizard?
Zulmus looks over at the attendant, looks back at you. We're not sure what to do next.
That makes 3 of us.
Perhaps find a better line of work you're more suited for.
Well, perhaps, but none of us will need a line of work if the dragon comes and destroys us all.
Cannon fodder, the first to die.
If you...
What kind of friends did this wizard keep?
A word before you go. I think Wilhelm was working on something that would bind the dragon's heart.
Was this the
Respect
word, or
the
did they want
greatest
to talk
part.
more after?
I mean, they just said that real fast, trying to catch you on your way out.
And then I'll turn to the attendant.
Mhm.
And you there, you assisted this wizard.
Oh, only in simple matters. Your grace,
The
respectfully,
Baroness.
Baroness. Yes, only in simple matters. I swept the floors and tended the fires and prepared the meals.
So then I'll just even like halfway through, I'll just like turn back to the to Zulmus.
Mm-hmm.
This binding, how did he come to know such things?
Wolfel delved into the lore of the ancient days and looked into places beyond time itself. And while I never heard of this dragon in my life, Wolfel seemed to think that the dragon's heart was the key. Have you heard tale of Ashardalon?
I will history check myself to see if I have.
All right.
19?
All right. I guess you're feeling more scholarly than you are badass today. It happens to all of us.
Apparently. Wonderful design.
Some of the most crumbly, old, obscure esoteric books that you've read have mentioned the name Ashardalon as a dragon not of this world, but of the world before. One of the dragons that was unleashed to scourge the worlds of the infernals and the fiends when it was overrun. A beast in whose image the gods created the dragons of this world. Some of Ashardalon's titles are Dragon of the World Before, the Heart Eater, and Soul Drinker.
Balanced diet.
Yeah, you gotta have the fiber and the high carbs, you know.
How's my 10-minute timer?
I say none of this out loud. And
All right.
I just nod and continue following
Idra.
Idra.
Yes.
Idra.
And
Idra.
am I pronouncing Skig?
Skiga.
Skig. Are you proceeding through the room, or are you stopping for a moment?
Tell me, is this little one always so nervous?
I think the master's death has shaken them a little bit, but yes, you know, very small.
Yeah, very small. Thank you. I hope our paths cross again.
I picture the spa attendant from Frozen.
All right, let's go ahead and cut back to the ritual circle. Lorian, you have intoned the prayers and opened your eyes to the ebb and flow of magical energy. So when you open them again after completing the final words, you can see auras, different colors surging, pulsing in different parts of the ground. You can feel the ley lines flowing in the earth beneath you. What are you going to do?
Grant me sight beyond sight. I mean, I guess I'll just kind of start poking around. I have 10 minutes of this kind of magic radar. I will take a cursory glance at the ritual area. I imagine it's plenty magic, because that's kind of what it's for.
It's true.
I'll get a feel, though, for what schools of magic I'm detecting in the ritual room, if any.
The weird thing, we'll roll an Arcana check, and then I'll maybe say the weird thing.
Oh, my Arcana is -1. Shut up. This is so typically Lorian. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, there's magic.
Lorian loves Arcana checks and history checks.
He's the stupidest bitch you've ever met. He's so dumb. It can't be helped. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
there's magic.
There's magic. It's very thoroughly bound into this chamber. And it feels, I don't know if empty is the right word, but almost like clear, like glass. You're looking for different shades and different sensations, and you're not getting very much of it. It's more like a bright light source with no color filter over it. Hashtag no filter.
Very interesting. Okay. I mean, if there's not much to be found in this room, I suppose I'll head in the direction that everybody else went. I don't really know where they went past that first corner or so, but I'll move into the next room with the big spinny deal.
Yeah, the big...
I'll also, since man with torch walked away, I'll go ahead and just pop a light. I'll draw my shield and pop a light cantrip on my shield.
Bam.
Sweet. Thank you.
You've granted sight well within the ranges of sight.
Grant me sight within the bounds of sight, in addition to beyond sight. Anything that catches my attention here in this room, magical or non, like using detect magic to see if anything sticks out, but in general also just like, this is a cool wizard place. Maybe there's some wacky stuff.
All right. Roll perception check.
A little better at that. 50.
All right. As your magical focus sweeps across the chamber, this is a really nice piece of machinery. It's like you have no idea how it fits together. That's just completely discombobulating your poor brain. But you know, silver and gold and maybe some other metals that are even shinier that you may or may not be familiar with. Like, this is high craftsmanship. There's some gemstones in there, both along the different rings and in the works, and part of it is embedded in the floor beneath you. And as your magical vision passes over it, it's sort of like almost, you see one of the outer rings sort of wiggle a little bit, and you almost hear this metal chiming sound, like putting your hand over the rim of a glass.
Coming from one of the rings?
Yeah, from the big orrery thing. Most of it, actually. A lot of it, very, very faint.
Okay. Out of character question for you.
Yes.
If I use 500 of my chat points for treasure, do I get treasure, or is that something people not participating have to use?
That's only when people who are in the active game are exempt.
Got it. Okay.
Damn it.
I was totally going to be like, ooh, I found something. Okay.
Hashtag give me all your points.
Give me free stuff.
Lorian loves loot. Boy, howdy. He is a rich boy. He likes shiny things.
Well, this is shiny.
Okay. Yeah, no, I pause, admire that, and don't really find much else. So I suppose I keep going.
All right.
Just making my way downtown, walking at a
Strangers
decent speed. So this like living quarters area, right?
I'm gonna switch focus for a moment because while you're doing that, they would have proceeded.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Idra opens the next door beyond, and you see, whereas the rest of the room, it just looked like Wolfhelm had books and scrolls crammed into every single possible corner. This is a library. This is the point of this room. It winds throughout sort of the middle, you'd say, of the establishment, and you can see lots and lots of places where scribes and apprentices would have sat down and taken notes, copied books, worked on their spell research, so on and so forth. Idra will point to a door directly before you and say, that leads into the stacks. I was very rarely invited back there. I don't know if I have a key, actually, at the moment, but we can go there if we must. And then he'll...
I can hack the door if we need.
A locked door won't stop me.
You seem skeptical.
I'm sure Wolfhelm, bless his soul, wouldn't have wanted us to have broken anything. He looks at your, like, huge axe and just rippling muscles, and it goes, oh boy.
We better find the key. I can board very easily.
I'll point out Skeeg or Skiga?
Skiga?
Skeeg.
It's Norwegian for shadow, like sombra is
I like it.
Spanish for
I like
shadow.
it.
I'll point out Skeek's physique and the axe, and I'll say, worrying about your dead master's wishes, what would that avail you? But look at us.
I imagine that he summoned you for what did he promise you? Anyways, what was what were the terms? What would the terms have
Power.
been? Power. What would have gotten you to come along and help out? Power in your what does power look like to the Baroness?
Power to the Baroness would be augmenting my own abilities such that basically I just don't want anyone to ever think they could tell me what to do.
And for you, the ability self-determination comes in the form of supreme magical power, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, as a divine soul, is your power, refresh me, is the power of a divine soul simply tied to a god, or is it celestial in origin?
So it is a link to a divine through either a touch or like your birth was like at a certain advent of the cosmos or whatever. The Baroness doesn't necessarily know the origin of her divine spark, but she does know that it is quite evil, so which suits her just fine. But yeah, she just wants to be strong, so no one could ever push her around or tell her what to do.
I suspect Wolfhelm might have offered insight into that origin, since, after all, knowledge is power.
For a start, but power is power.
Power is
yeah,
power.
I guess.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
knowledge is power, but you know what else is power? A fireball.
Right. And then what would Wolfhelm have offered Skeeg?
Oh, he knows I like to hit things, but also I'm always after my next. I'm always after a bigger kill than my last, or a bigger achievement than my last.
All right, glory and valor.
Always honor.
And Lorien is not privy to this conversation, but given what we've heard of your predilections, I suspect that some amount of gold might have been on the table.
There was maybe a little, but in general, Lorien has someone he needs to kill. And he needs the means by which to do it, either in terms of personal power, items to assist, party members to assist.
All right.
You know, he has a big task that he needs to figure out how to tackle, and kind of doing odd jobs for things that will help with the bigger job is on his list right now. This was one of them.
Okay.
So whether that's magical items or, you know, connections to a guild of sorts or mercenaries or other adventurers, he's got a pretty wide net that he's casting.
All right, so basically having a wizard owe you a favor is pretty good. Having a wizard give you a powerful magic item or enchant something that belongs to you is better.
Yes.
All right.
Or both.
Or both. We take
he's
those.
He's not picky.
All right. Well, Idra again looks to the two of you and says, "I'm sure that Wolfhelm knew what he was doing when he contacted you lot."
I hope.
I hope.
He John Cena. Are you sure about that?
He looks to the door, to the stacks, and he looks to the left, and you see apprehension pass over his face in both directions. And as he hesitates, Lorien enters the common area where you see a heavily armored figure and a humbly dressed figure, both sitting in old but fairly plush chairs by this roaring warm fire on this threadbare carpet.
This is me?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So there's a fire. There's a decent amount of light in. So as I approach, I'll.
Can you see the light, by the way? Because you should be able to see it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I will drop my giant selfie light shield.
Okay.
So you just come in with this huge shield,
It's
light
just
glaring.
Yeah, I literally just like, hey guys, what's up? You can't. Yeah, it's like a floodlight. I'm like, oh, all right, there's a fire in here. So I'll drop the light. And I'll walk in and be like,
Thank you.
yeah, sorry, hi. Lorian. I was with uh, tall ladies. They got teeth, axes.
Wait.
Idra was there.
Yes.
Um,
The humbly dressed older gentleman will point towards the door to the south as the armored figure sort of sizes you up. You seem to be fairly well equipped.
I am.
Anyways.
So the armored guy, right? Or lady. This is the lady.
Yes.
Question before I go, I suppose to either of you. Do you have any idea what's going on here right now? Because at the moment, I'm not exactly confident in Idra's assessment of the situation.
Yes. Dragon Ashardalon is coming to burn us all down. Wolfeln was going to put together a magical ritual to stop it from happening. The ritual needed magic words, a magic book, magic focus item, and magical reagents. And by putting those four together, he was going to come up with a way to stop Ashardalon from destroying the valley. But he didn't tell anybody.
Dead.
What?
But now he's dead.
But
and
now
he didn't
he's
tell
dead.
anyone how to do it. Do you have any idea where he would have gone to die? Any place his body might be found?
No. He
Useful.
simply vanished.
As wizards are so wont to do.
But I'm sure that he left behind enough for a ritual of some sort to be completed. Time is of the
That's what we're here
essence.
to figure out. All right.
Well, you look learned. I'm sure that you can figure it out.
Oh, that's very generous. Thank you.
uh,
Well, I suppose that's what we're here to figure out. I'm going to go join up with the rest of my party and
All right.
see what we can. Wish me luck.
As you head down the passageway, the older gentleman tugs. Are you wearing full plate? Okay, well, tugging at your sleeve wouldn't be particularly helpful, but we'll just sort of.
I've got
Ding,
flowy.
ding, ding.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff moving around. That
All
you
right.
That's what she said.
Good sir. I think one of the last things that Wolfeln did, he was in the stacks and he had just asked me to polish a mirror that he kept there. Don't know if it's helpful. I don't know if it's helpful, but
I can look into that. Thank you.
Thank you. And he looks behind him at the guardian Zulmes. I don't know who you can trust, sir.
I make it a point to never trust anybody after what I've been through.
That's probably very wise. What have you been through, sir?
How many times have you died?
Never, and I should hope to avoid it as long as possible.
You should do that.
That's my fault. He died.
It's not pleasant. Bye.
I'll take your word
also,
for it.
as I walk in and as I leave, detect magic is still active. Do I notice anything of note? I suppose.
The some of the bodyguard's gear is magical. The mace and the shield both emanate magical energy. The roaring fire also emanates some sort of magical energy. You suspect, like when you take a second look at it, that log hasn't really moved since you've been here.
Right. Okay. It's an electric fireplace. I dig it.
Exactly, right? We're modern down here. We got plumbing and everything. The statues also appear to be magical. The statues that you're about to walk past.
What school of magic do they emanate?
I want to say abjuration.
That's what I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's abjuration.
Are the statues featureless? Can I determine gender?
Roll perception.
Eight.
They have been worn away by time or some other force to be near featureless cloaked figures. Even their hands have been worn down, barely distinguishable as appendages.
Am I recognized? I say kind of towards them.
You hear nothing in response, but the door beyond is open, and you see your compatriots awaiting
Oh, that's
you.
good enough for me. All
All
right.
right. As you pass through, roll a saving throw against 50 DC. I'm just kidding. Move on.
Yay! Let's get that Brandon kill counter live and
Yes, yes. Let's get through the first post-death cutscene so they can bring me back and do it again.
Exactly.
Is there a
Dormammu
drow with a
bargain.
book that's offering to bring Lorian back?
There are a lot of books. There's no drow that you can see.
That's good.
All right. Lorian has joined the party.
Hi, everybody.
Idra, go ahead.
So in the room that I'm in, just kind of
Yes.
walking to this centrish area, unless so is this his main desk or is this the main desk? Like what looks more main desky to me?
Neither of them seem particularly main as far as you can tell. Again, these seem
All
like
right.
places where apprentices would have studied.
Gotcha. So I'm just gonna like walk ahead
Mm-hmm.
to about right here.
To the
And I'm gonna
north.
pop
Sorry, go ahead.
to the north.
To the north,
Yes.
you see iron bars inlaid with silver runes on either side of a great iron door, inlaid itself. The handle is silver. It is coated in a thin layer of fine silver filigree, so close together it would be nigh impossible to touch without touching the silver itself. Beyond it, you see steps leading down into a stone chamber where a raised platform sits at the middle of the room and a sarcophagus of smooth, mirror-polished obsidian in a place of honor at the very top. It is wrapped with great silver chains that are clamped into the stone itself. And to the side of this is a small study area. Roll perception.
That is a hell of a room.
10.
All right. The ground itself glitters as if strewn or inlaid with silver as well.
The ground inside, so not past the bars in front of me.
Correct. Specifically near the study area where the chair is, off to the side, away from this great dramatic raised platform.
Okay, so I can see it now. Interesting. I'll call back to Idra.
Mm-hmm.
Was this the wizard's playroom?
Interesting choice of words.
Mhm.
All of the apprentices were forbidden to enter that chamber. That is where the wizard's confidant is kept.
And who, pray tell, is the wizard's confidant?
Well, I was never allowed into the chamber, so I'm afraid I couldn't tell you very much.
But surely such a confidant, would they not leave through the quarters that we did? Would the attendant know? Do they have...
He points at the silver chains and says, not certain they are permitted.
I'll walk over at this point. I'm very intrigued by the conversation.
All right.
And then kind of just peek in as best I can into this.
Absolutely. Idra seems reluctant to enter either of the remaining chambers of the dungeon, either the forbidden stacks or the room where the confidant is kept.
I'm going to take this many steps over here and then point in this direction, but not actually go there. And I'll say, and down here is what?
Oh, the main hall. You go down to the left and you'll be in the ritual chamber. To the right, the stairs back up. I think we kept some notes about transfiguration in that area, but I don't know. It's all terribly disorganized.
Skiga pokes her head through the north wall into the room where the other two were. She's like,
All
you two, what are you ever allowed in the confidant's room?
The two of them, they look at you. Oh, no, of course not. It's supposed to be terribly dangerous.
Okay, thank you very much.
The
Shuts the door again.
attendant says, I was permitted in the
Oh,
stacks, though, when there was cleaning to be done.
Oh,
I've been told there's a mirror in the stacks that the wizard recently had cleaned, perhaps in preparation for a major ritual.
Where do you
I
say
have no
that?
idea. Where do I say that?
Yeah.
I'm probably currently where I'm standing.
Okay.
I'm by the door next to Idra, but probably out of earshot of. I would make it a point to not be like, "Hey, I hear there's a mirror." Idra,
He just says,
there may be something we're looking for here in the stacks. A mirror,
mirror. Doesn't sound familiar.
recently polished.
No. I mean, I've not been in there for some time, but
Do I still have? Is detect magic still active, or has it been?
yeah, it's still active.
Okay. Is anything sticking out? I mean, I imagine tons of stuff is sticking out because we're getting into some bigger rooms
Yes.
of sorts. But is anything in particular?
Yes. The door to the confidant's chamber and the bars themselves. In fact, there's a field of enchantment woven between the bars, sealing them up tight.
Figured. Can't imagine we're going in there without the key. What about the stacks? Is that? I mean, it's just papers and papers and papers.
There's an enchantment on the door that leads there, probably a glyph of warding of some kind.
Right.
Baroness, amongst the glittering objects that you see in the study in the confidant's room, you think you see a small metal key.
Just for shits and gigs, looking at it, I will try to mage hand through.
Okay. Your mage hand seems to work.
Wonderful. Then I will pick up said key-like object
All right.
and bring it to me.
All right. It is a large silver key. I said large, I said small. It's about, let's say, yay big.
Wait, what's yay big? Gotcha. Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Props.
silver key. It's not the boss key.
Exactly. It won't open it, but it will open the boomerang. And it's as you pick it up and float over the sparkling dust on the floor, and it passes right through the bars. Whatever that magical lattice work is, it doesn't seem to stop you at all.
So then I will grab it.
Hmm.
Do I see like any like lock in front of me on the door?
Yes.
I will hand the key to another mage hand and then put it in the lock
I will
and turn
take
it.
a step back.
All right, Master Hand passes over to Crazy Hand, and we will.
Yeah. And then I will turn with my mage hand the key in the lock.
All right. It does not seem to fit this door.
So then I'll
Yes,
turn to
Master
Idra.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a key, but not the right lock.
I never saw
Does
him
this
use a
key
key to
look-
open the confidant's chamber. I imagine that would open the stacks.
My
And the
assumption
stacks
is
were
To the
this
left.
way? To the left. This one.
That way.
That way.
Yes.
So, am I in front of this door?
You are.
Oh, gotcha. I can see it. I will try to open the door with the key.
All right. Stairs proceed upwards. And you feel, you see smoke or haze rising from a bubbling pool that lies at the end of the rising stairs. There's a small whoosh of musty air as the door opens, and you can hear the faint sizzle of arcane energy being safely discharged.
Is there anything we should know about up there first before we go?
The books here can be dangerous. Be careful which ones you read, be careful which ones you touch. Just be careful. I was always told not to touch anything. I think the time for that might be past.
I fear no book. And then I
I fear
go
many
forward.
books.
All right. You now stand, and the rest of you feel free to move about the cabin. You now stand before a stone well. The lip of it rises maybe 2 feet up, and it's filled with a churning green substance of some kind, and it's wafting off steam that smells sort of fragrant, almost like minty or herbal, I would say.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Arcana check that.
All right.
I'll go ahead and
16.
16. Looking as you inspect the runes around it, and you just take a look at it and try to cross-reference it with anything that you might have seen in the past.
I forgot to describe my thing when I did my magic.
This is... You notice planar binding runes around the edge of the well. You can see no depth. You can see no floor. In fact, you can see very little into it. The vapors are sort of distracting a little bit, making it they're not oxygen, so it's making it hard to breathe. If you had to wager an educated guess, you'd say that this probably sits directly on top of a ley line of elemental water energy, and it either is magically enhanced through that power, or it could actually be some sort of a gate to the plane of water.
And Lorian, you're staying beside me, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to you. I lit my shield up as well.
All right, I will ignite your shield.
Yeah, Idra had the torch.
While you take care of that, Skiga talks back to the two over there. It's like, hey, you said you cleaned this place, but it smells musty. Is that normal?
There's only so much one can do when you live down in a dungeon in this rainy climate.
Ah, very true. Say, there are some scary books I hear up there. Are there any ones I should watch out for?
Oh, I never read any of them.
No, okay.
Definitely not
Just
trusted
checking.
with them.
You were here before me. Thank you.
I turn my head slightly to Lorian, and I say, "Fancy a bath?"
No, I've done plenty of jumping into extraplanar portals. Thank you. I am curious, but there appears to be a little more room left to explore before we go opening any extra door.
I will walk past him over here, and I just say, "You just looked a little dusty."
It's been raining. I will also kind of cruise down the hallway a bit, looking specifically for that mirror, and also using anything I have left of detect magic to spot particularly strong books to avoid.
All right, you have found. There's a few magical auras you detect in here. Actually, there's a very strong aura flickering in this alcove beneath a fine blue silken cloth that's been thrown over a large object. I would say probably not 6. We'll say 7 feet tall, maybe 2 feet wide, leaning up in the corner with this silk cloth over it. Your magical scan.
Shape?
What was that? Rectangular, roughly rectangular. There's also a few points of interest. A few of the tomes shine brighter than the others. Specifically, there are 4 books in this room. There's various levels of magic on all sorts of writings, but 4 of them are particularly bright. But none of them as bright as whatever lies beneath the silken blue sheet.
As the silk does catch my eye, when I walked by, I will just take a hand and voila.
Beneath it, a beautiful gold-framed mirror.
Does it reflect like us in it?
Yes, it does.
Then I will look at myself and say, "Gorgeous."
I'll probably notice her do that and be Baroness, that is magical. Just in case you need to know.
Yes, I know.
Look,
This much beauty in one figure.
Hold on a moment. Don't you two think it's strange that the little one didn't come with us?
Oh, I tend to forget
Wait.
the little ones. Which one were we talking about?
The
Baroness,
Idra?
Oh,
you
where
remind
did
me
he
of
little?
someone, Baroness.
Where
What's
did he
up?
scamper off to?
Idra, get up here! There's
It-
something you should see.
He just slowly creeps up, step by step.
Fancy a dip in the tank. And I
Oh no
walk
no no
over
no
here.
no! I don't want to talk to any water weirds. I no.
What do you say? Water weirds?
Yeah. Or
Now, water's
elemental
weird.
oracles. They always demand a sacrifice.
And I just put my hand on his shoulder, like letting two of my fingers touch his neck. A
Mhm.
sacrifice, you say?
Yes.
Hey, now let the little one live for now. Or no, don't say that. Don't say that. Let the little one be. Just leave the little one alone.
Oh, I
We'll
was
kill
just
it
teasing
later.
the poor child. Or man, he's a full adult, right?
Yeah. I mean, by some standards.
All right. Well, I still will say the child. I just wanted to know. I'll leave the child alone, and then
It's okay. Sorry about her.
Idra, you've
so over
been
here,
up here before.
Sorry,
would
what?
the books have any sort of like visible aura to someone not casting detect magic?
No, but you could rifle through them and just sort of try to find the big, hefty titles and start
All right.
sorting through
So,
them.
I'll just
I
go
know
over
of
and give him an
exploding books. No
investigation.
way.
Baroness, you may be interested to know
Well,
that one, and that one are distinctly more magical than the rest.
could I investigate those with advantage then?
Yes.
The one.
Go ahead. I'm
Uh,
sorry. I messed with your character for a moment. Fixed. All right.
it's the one you're gonna want to go around the corner when they start opening books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sticking. I'll stay over here.
Idra will definitely hop in.
Coward!
I had to
Coward!
move
I
you to
once
pull
had a
something
friend die from this, so no.
up.
I mean, I got a 6 on my advantage roll with the first book.
Mm-hmm. All right. The opening of this book, as you dust some of it off, and the title of the book is Legacy of Ioth. And it has this huge dramatic opening to the most high, mighty, and magnificent emperor renowned for piety, virtue, and all gracious government, Wigmund III, by right king of conquest, king of Galadron, Vercinget, and Lytair. It goes on, like the dedication just goes on
Someone's
and
full of
on
himself.
and on. Let's see. The first book of the Legacy of Ioth, containing the legends of the foundations of the Great Forum, or of Will and Wisdom. And again, a lot of it is written in this style. It is attributed to an archmage named Ashardalon, who you probably would have heard of, is of some renown. And it concerns dawn magic, a primal form of magic unconstrained by spell casting, simply applying one's will and willing magic into existence, shaping reality around you. It's a lost art. It doesn't really work anymore, but the writer seems to believe that it can be induced with the proper enchantments. You could use this spell to cast the ritual if you wanted.
At will abilities. Sounds 4th edition.
I think I read a title like that when I was getting my history degree.
I ripped it from the Fairy Queen.
So if we just need some books, how about we just grab them all and put them in the ritual thing and then just maybe call it good?
We maybe need a slightly more refined touch to this to make it work.
Just throwing out there and seeing to stick to the wall.
Okay.
Well, I'm definitely going to keep this book with me, The Legacy of Ioth.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm just going to go to the next book source that Lorian pointed out and investigate that one.
Okay. Are the rest of you staying where you were?
Oh yeah, I don't trust magic
Okay.
books.
I'll walk over
Wait,
to the
where was it?
mirror.
Was it
I'll,
here?
Yeah, there's one there as well. Lorian, what are
So
you
I'll
doing?
give it-
I'll just walk over and kind of look at the mirror, but also
Mhm.
I'll let Baroness get through these books before I
Okay.
do any serious
All right, I got a 18 with my second advantage roll.
All right. This book appears to be made of skin.
Ooh, lovely.
You would not say human or mortal. You'd say probably something aquatic, but it doesn't have scales. It's got this odd stretchy texture to it. Maybe eel or octopus. Lorian, your reflection steps out of the mirror.
Oh, I don't like that. This has happened before. I really don't like that. Hi.
Skiga, are you looking around the corner, or are you just sort of taking
Yeah,
cover?
she's just like, you know.
Okay, you see his reflection step out, and the mirror sort of stretches like liquid, and as it stretches out, it's like against a liquid surface, a plastic surface, stretching, and the mirror back as it separates from it. And the reflection looks at you.
Didn't do it for pretty people.
And you see the Baroness's reflection behind it, poking its head into the frame.
Oh, I really don't like that. Baroness.
Marvel at my beauty.
No, you're over there. I don't want to marvel at your beauty in this mirror when you're over there. That's not good. My reflection is currently out of the mirror, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's really not great. Cool.
Little one, I think we should probably go get you back there downstairs for a minute.
Why? What's happening? What's happening?
You know the one with the wait, which one was you were copying? You know the guy? There's two of them now.
Oh, that
Yeah,
kid.
Idra, maybe head downstairs.
I think it might be time for me to hack things unless this goes well.
Okay, Idra will just stop asking questions and walk down the stairs. Lorian, your reflection reaches out to sort of are you left-handed or right-handed? Because it's not.
Shield in my left.
Okay.
It's not handed, or it's not.
It's opposite of you. The opposite of you. It has no hands.
It's reaching towards me.
Yeah, to like take you by the arm in sort of an affectionate way.
Oh
Kiss your
well.
spell.
Rawr.
Lorian's very skittish. He's gonna take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Say that, Baroness. Little help.
Okay. It reaches to seize you.
Of
Roll for
course it
initiative.
will.
So to roll for initiative, if you click on your character token, you know what, chat, I'm going to try one more time to fix this so that you can see what's actually happening. I have an odd error with my overlay. Normally it would hide all the secret Dungeon Master stuff, but I can't seem to get it to do so.
Show chat, and then chat tell us.
All right. Actually, you know what? Give me one moment. I bet I can do this. I bet I can do this.
Oh, at least Giga goes before me. Yeah, cleric going last. Not bad. Unless I get snatched.
I'm gonna use my action to investigate the book. Fuck you.
God damn it.
How I get strong.
Ooh, yeah. Lorian being hit with his own reflection would trigger so many bad things, and this poor man.
Has this actually happened to him before? This exact thing?
Nothing this specific, but he has been treated to many, like, you're gonna be forced to look at something that's, like, really, like, resonates with your, like, yourself, and you're gonna have to come to terms.
It's personal.
I trapped you in a
spooky.
Tsukiyomi once.
Yep.
You did see the ghost ship mirror portrait thing happen? Let's see, but no, I never made them fight themselves. I should, though.
I did have that, like, shadow version of me that I couldn't figure out.
Oh, yeah. The fucking great
One of
council of gods
five.
inside of you. Yeah, the Lorian mental gangbang.
Ooh,
Oh my.
man, Chad is getting some out of context Lorian backstory right now. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes, I was mentally
So, one.
gangplaned by 5 versions of myself and also God.
Did I just lose audio? Like at the height of that? Okay, I thought it was like, and I also got, and then it just self-censored.
There's nothing but like gestures. It was like,
and then I right into the. All right, let me fix my vision, and we will be good to go. You'll notice all 3 of you have your initiative count on the turn order. I don't know if you did that manually or if you just had your miniature selected when you rolled for initiative.
I just clicked the little initiative thing.
Then you did exactly right. All right, I need to adjust one thing so chat can watch.
I aim to.
Bam.
No, I'm all white. What the heck, camera? There we go. Oh, my camera's being weird. I'm
Fireball.
not sure if Dumbledore is tested or locked up.
Radiant flame, or sacred flame, searing flame, whatever it is. Yeah. I just want to make sure I have like elemental coverage, and then most of both like utility, because level 5 like it's basically the same output. Yeah. I did want chromatic orb though. It's so cool to be able to like cast different things.
Okay. And I'm going to roll for Lorian Donswood.
Hey, that's me. Of
That's me.
Horde of Elfantry.
15 plus your modifier, 1.
My dex mod is 1. Yeah.
So it looks like you go first.
Well,
Wait, fake Lorian, right?
reflection me goes first.
We've all seen this movie. If there isn't at least one person holding a gun trying to figure out which one to shoot, we've done our job wrong.
Yeah.
Just wait till I cast mirror image.
Oh, I'd blast them both.
Oh god, that's horrible. Okay, all right, so I need to collapse the
You're fiddling around in here.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Get out of my head!
Get out of my head!
Lord, he just collapses on the ground with his head in his hand.
All right, it's gonna cast Vampiric Touch.
Oh, of course he is. You bastard.
All right, reaches out and crimson and night black energy wreathes its hand as its gauntlets elongate into claws. And for a moment, the shadow flows over its face and its eyes glow red, and the shadow forms fangs as it reaches out with this vampiric energy wrapping around you.
Should have kissed yourself.
We all see that. We all see that, right?
Okay.
Ooh.
Alex, prep the cutscene.
Wait. I had disadvantage.
That's
Peggy
right.
gave me disadvantage on 2 rolls.
Thank you, Peggy. I owe
Thank you, Pegs.
Okay, well, you don't take double damage.
Yeehaw.
All right. I don't know if you're familiar with Roll20, but you can subtract your health without having to do math. It's great. All right. So you take 10 points of necrotic damage as your life force is drained away by yourself, reducing you to 30 health.
Love that.
And your better half absorbs it.
Right, that's
No.
Does he give that as temporary hit points? No, he just
no, it
would
only
heal.
heals you. It doesn't
All
do
right.
you overshoot.
All right. All right, and that's it for Lorian Donwood. Skiga, it's your turn.
All right. She's going to come in here and hack things, hack their abilities.
That seems reasonable.
She's going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the Mirror Lorian.
Right.
Make it so if it works, she can't use her abilities.
That's
Okay.
a hacker ability. I love this character.
It's a saving throw. Again, 12. You gotta beat 12 wisdom
Alright.
saving throw.
Yeah, I'll roll that. Brandon, what's your wisdom modifier? Your wisdom saving throw?
My wisdom save modifier is +7.
Actually, you know what? There's a funnier way for me to do this. I'll just do it that way instead. I'll just roll as you.
You also have disadvantage.
Yes.
Still,
Does a 23 save?
Yeah, it beats 12.
All right. The spell passes over it. It looks at you like it's never laughed in its life. Is that in character for Lorian?
no, he's
been laughed
of
at.
laughter. Yeah,
He's been laughed at.
I'm the guy who like tries to make other people laugh because that's the only way I can only be happy if I make other people happy.
Aw.
Except my dad.
Aww. Alright. And then
Whatever.
Check. All right, I
And
think
then
I just
run
killed the
back.
echo. I had an echo. I think I killed it. Carry on.
and then run back behind the corner. Next.
All right, valid. Moving right along, we have the Baroness. You hear some sort of commotion behind you.
What noisy people they are. So I was in the process of investigating the book that I had, the
Mhm.
Evil Touch book, able to discern like any sort of text, general gist of what this book was.
All right, I picked you up so I could read the book. The book is called Beneath Tamrian. And
Oh, I like this book.
the opening reads, "The earth is slain and the sky is cracked, and the flesh descends to be one with the blood. The corpse of earth is torn to smother the flesh and drown it, and the blood is ripped from earth and hurled toward the sky to hang between earth and sky, wrapped in knitted bones. And the flesh struggles with the sea eternal at the roots of the fifth dominion." It reads very much like that for the entire rest of the text. Would you like to know
Not as-
more?
Would you like to know more?
I mean, I'll just say that this is a very delightful book.
Mhm.
I'll add it with the other book in my backpack.
Okay.
And I would go to the third one, which I believe would give me line of sight to the two Lorians.
Yes.
All right.
What in tarnation?
I investigate the desk.
No.
I just turn and look. Fake Lorian is still like, wait, he's all shadowy, right? So he like doesn't look. He like Lorian's clothes with like claws and shit.
Yeah, he just cast a spell. That's all it was.
Okay.
So you see
Oh, for
one
the
of them
vampiric touch.
casting vampiric touch on the other one.
Okay, gotcha. I would.
Mirror Lorian has a seagull mask. I like
saw
it.
that. Yep. I'm you, but stronger.
I'm who you
Yeah.
should have been. Mirror Lorian is Seagull fanboy number 1.
Fuck. God, this happens all the time. My general manager did that to me the other day. Just like, dude, I saw you were like.
Would I have been
Reddit.
able to see Skeeg attack with the mirror guy?
Yeah, given that this happens in a 6-second bit, I think it's reasonable for you to have seen that.
Okay. So then now knowing which one is like faux Lorian,
Mhm.
how about I just one of you is annoying enough, and I'll just cast a Sacred Flame at faux Lorian.
Okay. Yeet a book at him. All right, so if you click Sacred Flame, it should cast, but if I recall correctly, that is a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
And it's a
dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. I have expended... Lorian, I'm sabotaging you for a moment. I've expended, because I need your character sheet, I've expended my disadvantage. I roll a saving throw, dexterity. Does a 14 beat you?
No. Spell save DC is 15.
Nice. Roll 2d8 radiant damage.
How?
So in the chat bar, if you type /r space 2d8, you can also, one of your options, if you're looking at the stream, I'm pulling it up, on the left-hand side of your screen near the top, you've got a bunch of buttons.
Okay. Yeah.
One of them, if you click it, it'll bring up a dice roller.
Oh, nice. That's how you're doing that.
That's
Cool.
so
Now, I'm gonna
useful.
look up one more thing though.
What if I press the fudge button?
Fudge is for fates, which is a different rule system.
Now I just want some fudge.
It's basically either you can be a plus, a minus, or a 0.
I rolled 7 radiant damage.
Yes. All right. So the mirror Lorian takes 7 points of radiant damage. It seems to be fully effective. Anything else from you?
Oh yeah, that's my divine soul. So when I did that, my skin started glowing purple. My face is completely just showing like a bright purple light. My eyes are normally yellow, but they're also this like lilac color. So the picture and like my actual token. And then after I cast it, it just fades back to normal. And I will hold my position over here at this corner.
All right. Real Lorian, it's your turn.
Hey, well, one good turn deserves another, so I'll go ahead and cast Vampiric Touch on him.
That checks out.
Ooh.
That's a spell attack roll. Let me see if it's on your character sheet already. One moment. I'm going to take over.
It is. I put it there.
Okay. Great. So actually, here's the thing. Go to the core page of your character sheet. Now, if you scroll down to your attacks,
Oh, there it is.
just click Vampiric Touch.
Oh, neat.
All right, so you roll a 13 to hit, which unfortunately does not hit yourself.
That's true.
You lash out to return the favor, but you're not used to fighting people who have the opposite handedness as you do. It's very much like fighting a mirror. Blocks, knows all your moves, knows all your tricks.
He does totally know all my tricks.
Exactly.
Touch yourself better.
Just that much
Been a
better than
constant
you.
problem. Never
All right.
been able to figure
It's
it out.
left-handed. It feels different.
What do you do now?
Yeah. Boy howdy.
Take out my dagger.
So, God, that didn't work. Well, I've got my shield out anyways.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a step back and kind of let cooler heads prevail.
All right. As you take a step back, you provoke an attack of opportunity from yourself.
Obviously. Yes.
Yes. You lash out at yourself with your rapier. A natural 1. The mirror Lorian's rapier clatters to the ground.
Dumb fool! You should know better than to ever use the sword. That's a last resort. You've made one of the classic blunders.
All right. You step back. Do you do anything else?
I will.
You don't have a bonus action or anything, right?
I don't have any bonus action cantrips, so no. I'll.
Okay. Then Mirror Lorian rushes towards you, going
Right.
into a tackle. Roll an opposed athletics check. I got a 6. I'm not having a good time. You got a 20.
Fuck
Okay.
outta here.
Your mirror clone rushes forward and tries to just jump on you and knock you backwards into the mysterious steaming water, but sort of falters, trips on their own sword, and you stand your ground and push them back. And
Have that much at least.
and the Baroness steps out of the mirror.
Great. Now there's 2 of her.
We already did
There
that. All right. I'm going to roll initiative for the Baroness.
How dare
Now
you.
he gets to fiddle around with your character sheet too.
At a +1. $17. Cannot act this round, will act next round.
All right, ready?
Yes.
All right.
I think it's time.
5. Skeeg is going to run here and just start hacking away.
Baroness, you gain inspiration. But which one, some guy? Sorry. Go ahead, Skeeg.
All right, I think I do this right. The first attack
Thank you. I love you.
So again, Skeeg, if you click on the attack on your character sheet, it'll roll everything at
did.
once. Survey
I
says
did.
a 16 to hit, and you're attacking Lorien Dawnswood. Unfortunately, Lorien's armor and shield gives him an armor class of 20. Parries with the
Holy
shield,
shit.
and you clatter off of
Alright.
it.
My second attack. Oh no, let's see. My bonus attack. I labeled it other hand axe. 19 does not hit either then.
All right, so you're dual wielding, right?
Yep.
That was
So I have
your
less
dual
armor.
wielding attack. So that one goes wide.
Yep.
Do you get extra attack because you're level
Yep, I
5
have
fighter?
extra attack too. So this is my this is
All
my
right.
normal. I get one here. Oh jeez.
Gah, 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 gah. You just clatter
That's
off
what
one
Lorian's
after
good
another.
at. What's up?
15. All right. That's good.
I'm
All right.
really good at standing there and being useless, but also not taking damage because my AC is high. So congratulations, you have to deal.
No, I mean,
All right. Done with my turn.
All right. Let's see. Somebody else had inspiration somewhere along the way as well. Let's see. Oh, and also somebody redeemed a treasure way back when. Huh.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
Gix right at the beginning.
Yes.
was
So
the-
I'll roll for that in a moment. Oh, more treasure. Skiga, you have inspiration you may spend once, and that was
All right.
way
will do
earlier. I'll allow you to spend it now on one of those attacks, if you'd like to run it
I'll
back.
save it.
All right,
I'll
you
save
save it. And the Baroness,
We
the
got
real
another
Baroness,
treasure.
also has inspiration. And at the end of this battle, we will resolve both of those treasures that you've been awarded.
woo! Thanks, Otto.
All right, the Baroness, the real Baroness. What do? You just saw somebody incredibly suave and attractive step out of the mirror.
I am quite cross at seeing someone imitate such divinity.
Mhm.
I'm going to lift my hand, pointing at the fake me.
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Crown of Madness, and then I will also spend a sorcery point to double it
Mhm.
to hit the real laureate. No, just kidding, the fake laureate. So that's 2 wisdom saves.
All right. And what's the DC? 15, correct?
15, yeah.
An iron crown juts up from the head of the false Baroness
Know your place.
as madness sets in.
Cool. So that's my action.
I'm rolling for Lorien.
Yeah.
False Lorien also is afflicted by madness. The pages of the book you just picked up stir, and the cover shifts as the magic courses through you.
Legacy book or Beneath Tamria book?
Beneath Tamrian.
Tamrian. Okay.
Not as smart. I thought it was.
I don't like.
I'll say quiet, dear. I'll get to you later. To my compatriots, I say perhaps we should break the mirror before the big one walks through. And I will hold my position.
All right. It is now the real Lorien's turn. What do you do?
I'm going to rush over to the mirror and try and put the silk back on it.
Okay. Let's see. Can your mirror clones take attacks of opportunity?
I
Shouldn't.
don't think they can because they're charmed.
I don't know
They
if charmed
abs-
precludes attacks of opportunity.
Well, they wouldn't anyway because they're still in melee.
A charmed creature can't. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
It's
true.
like a dominate, right? Like you choose.
No, it's
who
not
to-
as it's not a dominate. They can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful effects, and you get advantage to interact with them. That's all you get. It's usually the kicker effects that come in. So nothing stops them from taking attacks of opportunity, but as Sabriel pointed out, you can just move through. Actually, you move yourself and you place the silk back over the mirror successfully. I'm going to push you out of that space just because you can't share a space with an enemy. But you are able to cover the mirror again with the silk.
Okay.
That's an item interaction. You still have an action left.
Oh, that wasn't my action or anything. Okay. Then for my action, in the interest of not burning too much more, I will go ahead and cast Sacred Flame on faux me, generic Walmart bargain brand me. So that's a Dex save.
Yes, which I will
DC,
now roll as
15.
you. An 11 does not save. Roll 2d8 radiant damage.
Low save.
6. Excellent.
And then because that's a cantrip, I will also, as a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Now, that is normal? That's always a bonus action, right?
Yes.
All right. Your armor class increases by 2.
Yep.
As
I
a,
really just don't want to get hit right now.
I mean, that checks out. All right. It is
Mirror.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Mirror Lorian just took damage, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mirror Lorian needs to do concentration on vampiric touch.
That's a very good
Valid. Very
Also,
valid.
Sorry, when you get playing with DMs.
I had already forgotten about the spell. I wasn't even going to use it again.
Mhm.
A 14. It is a level 3 spell. I think that saves.
Yeah, it saves.
All right, so the vampiric touch is still up.
I would probably, I always forget that. I would probably also do that instead. Like if that's active, rather than throwing Sacred Flame, can I retcon that, or do we just call it?
Well, no.
No, you can still cast Sacred Flame, no problem.
I think that if you, so here's the thing: is Shield of Faith a concentration spell?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
See,
Then I
that's
think
what-
you've done too much and you've already inflicted damage to go back and retcon. But I will allow you to retcon the Shield of Faith because you already have a concentration spell up.
That's totally fair.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll keep vampiric touch.
All right.
My bad. I always think that's like a one-shot thing.
Yeah, I mean,
never
honestly, same. I went
Oh, well.
right into the bull rush attempt afterwards. So, all right, moving on. The Baroness, this iron crown digging into her flesh as blood runs down. See, charmed. The charmed creature must use its action before moving on each of its turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. So you wanted to attack real Lorian, right?
I mean, Alex does, but the Baroness will have the faux Baroness attack faux Lorian.
Okay. And I believe it's just a melee attack. Yeah, a melee
Yeah,
attack.
just a melee attack.
What have you got in the way of melee attacks? Let's look. Dagger.
Kinda.
All right.
Goddamn thing.
All right.
You
Survey
know what she's not
says.
doing? Casting fireball at us.
You know what I was 100% going to do right out the bat? Cast fireball.
Yep. I see me. I will always try to bide my actions if it's not me.
Yep. Well, I got a 4 on my saving throw to throw off the Crown of Madness, so that failed. False Lorian, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you want to smack False Baroness, right?
Hey.
All right, let's do that. Despite the real Lorian's warnings not to use the rapier, how that is a fool's errand, Mirror Lorian is a fool, and I think a 16 hits the False Baroness for 5 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, my AC is 11.
Let them fight.
Let the girls fight.
All right, however, after that, the Mirror Lorian throws off, and the crown rusts and corrodes into iron dust and passes into shadow as the spell fades.
It'd be like that.
Hey, you tied him up for a round. That's a lot. Skiga, it's your turn.
Kill me first. Kill me first.
Is Lorian a beefy kind of person?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not. That's not my call. What do you mean by beefy?
I mean,
Oh,
could I grapple him easily?
Oh, he's not beefy.
Okay.
The armor is bigger than he is for sure. He's one of those guys.
It looks like he's trying to cosplay Warhammer 40k, but he's got kind of a tiny head, so the shoulder pads come up to here.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to try to grapple Lorian,
Okay.
the fake one.
Basically, this
Roll an opposed athletics check.
Inspiration.
That checks out.
Can't make that shit up.
Lordy.
The odds of that are not good. It's about 1 in 400. Unfortunate. As you attempt to grapple the priest, it's not so much that the mirror clone outmatches you as much as he sort of trips on his own feet. You know, when you're really good at poker and you're playing against people who are new at poker, they can actually beat you because they do dumb things you'd never expect.
Yep.
That's about what happened. You end up prone after that.
My character would?
You rolled the natural 1.
I don't see. I see.
It's +6 and you got a 7.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you move the mouse over it, see how it's in red?
Yeah, I see there.
Yeah. A pair of natural 1s. Uncanny.
Really bad.
Now you still haven't moved, so you can just use half your movement to stand up.
Oh, yeah. I still have that. So, yep, back up.
All right, so we do that immediately.
And
then anything else?
I don't get. I use the special attack option, so I don't get to use my extra attack.
Correct. It's just a question if you want to move or anything.
Uh,
Or you can use your
heck
bonus action to make an offhand attack, right?
No, because I didn't use an attack action.
Unfortunate. All right, well, them's the breaks. You can probably move if you want. His attack of opportunity is not very good.
No, we're good.
All right, moving right along. The True Baroness. What'll it be?
So the true Baroness will, for her action, maintain control over the shoddy Baroness. And I will then use a sorcery point to quicken spell. So that way I can cast a cantrip as a bonus action.
Yes.
And I will shoot myself with.
You have cover against yourself. +2 AC.
I have cover against myself? Damn.
Plus 2 AC. You can still take the shot. Your armor class is what? Like 13? With the cover? Yeah, so it's 13 with cover, like...
Yeah, I'll probably be able to make that.
Oh, I still get an extra attack.
I would get advantage, right? Because of Lorian's proximity?
No, that's not a rule, unless you have a special ability that does that. After you take your turn, we'll go ahead and do Sabriel's extra attack. Do you guys have flanking in your campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually an optional rule. We're not using it here.
Okay, fair. That's totally fair. All right, well, I'll still firebolt myself.
Okay, I thought you said fireball for a moment.
I did too.
Oh, I've been thinking about it, but I'll just quicken a firebolt. I got a 22 to hit.
Okay, it sizzles around the corner, and the flesh of the false baroness smolders, and the fine star-laden dress bursts into flames.
Sorry, dear. That was a bespoke gown.
All right.
Does it smell like burning flesh? Like this isn't like some sort of arcane construct by that sense?
You don't smell burning flesh. All right, True Lorian, it's your turn.
No, I still get that.
Yes, thank you for the reminder.
I looked it up while we were doing here.
All right,
so
excellent.
I still get it.
Bonus action?
Oh, well, that's just the regular attack with the extra attack action. I looked up Jerry Crawford's. It's like the grapple only takes up. It is an action, an attack.
Oh well.
But I still get my extra. So
hell yeah! I mean, you missed with your first attack, but yeah, do the whole thing.
And now my bonus.
Hey!
Nice. Potty break. I'll be right back.
All right, run it down.
5 slashing to fake Lorian.
Yeah, false Baroness is going to. The True Lorian is not yet bloodied, by the way. Beat up a little bit, but not yet particularly damaged. The false Baroness will continue with just this crown digging into her skull, which is already busy with all the horns and tusks. Like, there's a lot going on right now.
I too have seen Stigmata.
She probably prefers it that way. Let's be real.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We'll go ahead and make a dagger attack against false Lorian. Hey! Well, now false Lorian is bloodied with that tiny little... And I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw. That spell just completely shut them down because
good stuff.
The Baroness has no wisdom save. Yeah.
perfect. That means I can do this, and then I'll go over to her. Well, I'm right next to her.
Yeah, but that's not your turn.
Oh, is it not? I thought it was about to be.
No.
My bad.
Well, did you get the 3 or did you get the 16? I'm pretty sure
No,
you...
I got the 3.
Yeah,
So yeah, if
it's not your turn.
Mhm.
Honestly, I was hoping that'd be confusing.
Which Baroness? Yeah, which
The
real
labeled
Baroness
one.
went
The real Baroness goes on 11.
right, and then I'm 3, so I'm after real Baroness.
Yeah, but the fake Baroness... Oh, we skipped you. That's what you were saying. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, perfect. I will look at fake Baroness, who's
Mhm.
just all over the place, and I'll just reactivate Vampiric Touch and give her a little the bad touch.
All right.
Oh, I have to. Shit, I have to see if I actually.
Yeah.
All right, so you have to roll a spell attack. I believe if you look at your character
Okay.
sheet, I'm going to take over, assuming direct control. Yeah, so if you click on your attacks in the middle column, you'll see Vampiric Touch. Just click Vampiric Touch right there.
That's what I got.
They do a lot of times.
All right, an 18 to hit. As you reach out and seize the Baroness, you heal for 6. Actually, you only heal for 4 points of damage because the Baroness doesn't have enough life left. And as the magic flows through the Baroness's flesh, she shatters into glass, leaving just particulate matter, tiny fragments of glass in this chiming ring all over the floor, in the air, hanging in the air as light scatters across these moats, the light of torches, and nothing is left but glass dust.
Neat. Glad that worked.
All right.
Let's see.
Retroactively, False Lorien gets 2 hit points back because Baroness got fragged before she could have done that.
Solid.
But okay. Hey, do you want to move at all? Or are you good?
I think I'm okay here. Yeah. No, I'm good. That's
All right. The False Lorien, having shaken off the crown of madness. Yep, I'm poking through your spells. Still had... I should have had him use Vampiric Touch the whole time. We're just going to drop the spell. And... we're going to go for the Star Trek Classic.
Oh no.
The Kirk kick.
Do you get like one break or anything?
Nerve pinch?
Lorien, your mirror clone attempts to grapple you. Roll an opposed athletics check. If you just click athletics on your character sheet, it'll roll for you.
7.
All right. Play the Star Trek fight music. Dun 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 dun. All right. The two of you are now grappling and wrestling each other, making it nigh impossible for anyone to tell which is which. You both suffered the grappled condition, and as a result, False Lorien is going to drag both of you one step closer to the pool.
Oh, that's extra not great. Guys.
All right, Skiga, it's your turn.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm just going to try to shove prone the False Lorien.
Which one?
Oh, you actually were real. I thought you were just narrating it. Might as well hit them both. Well, just try to grapple one and pull it out.
Okay. Brandon, I'm gonna have you roll the athletics check, but I'm gonna see which one it actually is. All right. Well, it's academic at this point.
Is to
The one with the seal mask. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, we'll use my second attack to try grapple again.
All right. Run it back.
There we go.
They're
Nope.
shoving and clanking against each other. You're just like, okay, can I please just slap? Ow.
It's like Dust Cloud or the fighting
And
cartoons.
a shoulder plate. Yeah, it's a whole.
It's ugly down there.
It's like someone went into IKEA and dropped all the pots and pans.
All right, that's it.
All right, Baroness.
Hello. So my faux self is gone.
Yes, shattered into glass dust.
Tawdry. So I still have my action. I'm not able to discern the two Lorians.
Mm-hmm. Unless you have a clever way of doing so.
I do, in fact.
Uh-huh.
It's called Hit Them Both, and we'll just see what happens.
All right.
Um,
Fireball.
I mean, yeah, I could. Okay, let me think. I will. Neither of those are AoE. Neither of those are AoE. Yeah, I'll just try. Yeah, the Baroness wouldn't care. I will firebolt again at a Lorian.
Ah, I thought you were going to cast Fireball.
Yeah, I was like,
Now I'm saving that in case I show back up.
Okay.
We're in a
Well, you would hit
library.
a 10, which means you hit nothing.
Neither of them would hit. All right,
Yeah, they
that's
both have
fine.
AC 20 right now.
Perf. Well, that is me. I will maintain my position.
All right. True Lorian, it's your turn.
Let's try and break that grapple.
All right. Roll an opposed athletics check. You just barely managed to shove yourself apart.
Sweet. Okay. Well, crap. I'm just gonna run. Just scoot on down this way.
Okay.
Actually, but before I go, because I
Mhm.
still have Vampiric Touch active, I'll
Mhm.
go ahead and slurp him a little bit. Give
All
him a
right. Roll the
vibe
slurp.
check. That does not
The
hit.
slurp fails.
Failed slurp. Unlucky. Yeah, no, I run.
Okay.
So like, God, this is
All right. The other Lorian runs, yelling, "Stop him!"
attack of opportunity if it's gonna run by me.
Okay. Yeah.
8.
That's a hit.
Whoosh. This is the back of the leg.
No, it's me. Really? Seriously.
Oh, sorry.
It's totally me. All right, and it will cast Vampiric Touch as well because it lost the special effects and has to have the special effects to actually look like you. And will make an attack. Okay, it rolled a lot of dice, but it missed, so you're fine. Yep. Both of them are just lashing out at each other with Vampiric Touch. Now, you hit for the slurp, right? Did you heal half the damage you inflicted already?
I did not hit with the slurp.
That's right, the slurp failed. The hand axe hit, and the hand axe has no slurping powers.
There's not a hand axe of slurping.
All right. Skiga, it's your turn.
All right. Go over here. We're going to try to shut it prone again.
All right. Roll athletic. Ooh, good luck me. No, not Arcana. Ignore that. Ignore that. Yeah, it didn't matter anyways. All right. Ugh, you knock the mirror clone prone.
All right. Just going to just start hacking away at it on the ground.
Your attacks have advantage. You can turn advantage on at the top of your character sheet.
Already done, and I missed the first one. If 19 doesn't hit,
Correct.
and the second one, oh no!
Clang, clang, clang.
Still
Baron.
need dodging
Against
left,
anybody
right,
else.
left, and done.
All right, Baroness, it's your turn.
Seeing that my good associate Skieg is pounced and pummeling at a Lorian, I will then do a cantrip with a save, and
Mhm.
I'll Sacred Flame the Lorian underneath Skieg.
All right.
So a dex save, please.
Running it.
Disadvantage if they're
Ah,
on the ground, aren't they?
I don't know if it's advantage or disadvantage because it's one of those "get down, Mr. President" things. Conditions
I mean,
prone.
if it's a deck save, then prone gives you disadvantage because it's not like a spell attack.
No, it does not say that.
All right,
Nope.
made to save.
Oh. Nope.
So
It has disadvantage on attack rolls, but no.
Correct.
Dex doesn't affect it.
All right, the one time that you hit it with something that would be good at bypassing its defenses and rolls out of its mind.
yeah.
Does Baroness have any other tricks?
Nope.
All right. Well, we have triple the treasure after the end of this. Lorian, True Lorian, your turn.
Heavens to Betsy! It's obviously a clone. And
Exactly what a clone would say.
yeah, right. I'll go ahead and oh hell, I really want to slurp him, but I know it's not going to work. I'll sacred flame him as well.
All right. Watch this roll another fantastic dexterity saving throw.
No,
Why am I so amazing?
I'm just too good, man. I'm just on one tonight. I am gaming. I am popping off, gamers. Let's.
In the worst possible fashion. All right. Lorian will rise. And what kind of armor is Skeeg wearing?
Oh, leather.
Leather? Okay. Well, that looks like better odds. The Mirror Lorian will attempt to hit you with a vampiric touch.
Stabbable.
23.
Yeah, beats a 14.
Your life force ebbs away as you take 10 points of necrotic damage. And the Mirror Clone heals for 5. All right, Skeeg, your turn for countermeasures.
I'm trying to we'll get the hit points in a minute. We're gonna try to shove her down again.
All right. Roll the
Or him.
opposed athletics
Oops,
check.
Wrong one.
Ah! Pity, that would have hit.
I mean, it's the exact same score. A plus
I wanna-
6.
But you're not trying to beat a 20, you're trying to beat a 15.
That's right.
Oh, super unlucky.
Man. All right. I'm just going to try it again.
All right.
There we go.
Much better. Much better.
There's a bonus.
Second time is the charm.
Oh wait, no, it's not an advantage. Hold on, I'm gonna roll a second again. Oh no, I beat it. I thought the second time.
Yeah, I got a 21.
Okay.
So second time is in fact the charm. You're good. And you
Okay,
do get
okay.
advantage on this roll.
Yeah, I missed before, so here's my higher roll. Yes! I crit!
Your blade cracks through the plate mail. You feel flesh passing, but then as it drives further, it changes to the shatter of glass as glass shards break across the entire floor. You also heal for 7 points of damage thanks to chat. Thank you, Mana
Yeah.
Shimada.
All right. Thank you.
Go Sato. Thank you.
All right, give me one moment. I'm going to pull this thing up.
There it is.
All right, among the wreckage, you find assorted gold and coinage to the tune of 3 small treasures. Actually, you know what? We'll just do one fairly sizable. No, we'll do 2. We'll do 2 medium instead of 3 small. All right, you find ignore that result. 2, 8, 11, 14, 17. You find 1,000. No. We do that result. You find 180 silver, as well as 40 gold.
And this is in said the wreckage, but like
Yeah, it's scattered around the room.
there.
Somebody left coinage by like the reading tables, a couple of little coin pouches. It was not on your mirror clones. Your mirror clones and all their possessions shattered into glass. It is up to you how you divide up the treasure.
Who finds it?
You find a
All
whole
of us
just
saw it all.
coffer of silver pieces. And that most neglected and unfortunate of currencies, 10 electrum. So 180 silver, 40 gold.
10 50-cent pieces.
There you go. Just posted it in chat.
Okay.
Let's worry about that later.
I've written it
So-
down. You can divvy it up as you will.
Yeah. On my turn, I'm going to cast a firebolt at Lorian.
Okay. You roll a
I got
natural
8.
1.
Yeah. So I was just like, you can't be too sure, darling. You can't be too sure.
I think you can. He's literally shattered on the ground.
I mean,
No,
a wizard of such powers as this, who you never know. I will turn and investigate that other book that was by.
All right. Back to business. The title of
All
this...
right,
Go ahead.
little one. Danger's over.
Idra,
Still hiding in the stairs.
Idra like, comes back up and just sees smolder marks everywhere and powdered glass on the floor and...
We made a bit of a mess, dear. You might want to send the attendant up with a very sturdy broom.
All right, Idra will go to fetch Janordu. All right, this book is called Shinebright's Practical Transmutations. It's all about the transmutation school of magic, particularly when it comes to polymorphing creatures and how to bind your transmutation spells so they last as long as possible.
I will definitely be adding that to the collection. Cool. So we've got some books. We found a mirror. And just to go over to this third bookshelf, I'll investigate there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, core.
There's a number of interesting texts here, but none that really strike you as being anchors for a ritual.
Okay. All right. Well, satisfied. Actually, where's this door lead to? Is Idra back for me to question?
Idra just went to go get Janordu. Meanwhile, while the Baroness is shuffling around the room, what are the rest of you doing?
I'll make sure that the cloth around the mirror is very secure.
All right.
And just kind of leave that for now.
All right.
And then generally go about the room with my memory of which books were active, though I imagine the Baroness has handled most of that. And just generally perusing what titles I find, if there are any other little cubbies or bits to be sifted through.
You do find one other text, and it seems to be bound in the petals of an enormous violet flower. There's a single petal wrapped all the way around the edges, fortified and treated to become an actual like book binding, a cover. It has no title. It's written entirely in rhyme.
Oh, this is right up my alley. I'll open it.
Mm-hmm.
My curiosity gets the better.
All right. Let winter thaw and spring fail. Let summer's sun be drowned in hail. Fall blood in place of autumn leaf. Let golden hair be torn in grief. Dusk against the dusk I turn, kin to slay and homes to burn. Briars grow beneath your feet and loved ones ne'er again to meet. I curse your blood by elm and oak. On food and drink alike you'll choke. I curse your eyes by ash and pine till you return at last what's mine. It goes on like this for a very long time.
As I read that, does any effect
Well, did you
happen
read
to
it out
me.
loud?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Never read the Latin. There is at least one classic adventure where when they find the thing, you just hand them the thing and see if they say it out loud, and I think it's someone's lulth if they do.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that. No, Lorian knows very well never to read a book aloud because one, he's a dumbass in his reading. He's like that kid in like third grade where it's like, all right, we're playing popcorn, it's your turn to read, and you're like, the cat, and everyone else is just like, oh, yeah, no, he's a silent reader. That's harrowing. Those look like words that some of my people might say
Oh
to
yeah,
people
this
that they really really don't like.
yes.
Pretty sure I've heard my dad say a couple of these. I'll close that book.
All right. It's got beautiful like illuminated pages as well, but the book is now shut.
Oh yeah, no, and it's staying that way.
All right.
I will hold it in case. I almost said Bastite. In case the Baroness wants to give it a read, a quiet read.
All right. What will Skiga do?
Oh, the bookworms are doing their things. Just this was not her wheelhouse.
The smashing earlier.
Did my job. Gonna flex and
All right. Baroness, the door before you is sealed tight. You do have the key from Idra from earlier that you could use to open it.
I will try that.
All right. The entry chamber, where you first entered the dungeon.
Well, we got a faster way out.
Hang on a minute. Idra.
So I will turn back and I will call out, I will address Lorian. That way leads back to the entrance. I found nothing to get to that delightful playroom that we saw earlier.
Baroness, at my own particular speed, I've made a realization. My own particular speed being slow. The gentleman in the other room advised me about that mirror and that we should find it.
Well, it's been found.
Exactly a nice mirror. I want to ask that man some questions. I turn and I start heading down the stairs.
Okay.
Back towards the room where the two people were.
What do the rest of you do?
I follow. I'm down to shake somebody
okay,
down.
I was going to babysit.
You'll like
but if we're
this.
all going.
This might end up in your wheelhouse.
I gotta help chat catch up.
Right.
All right. You, I don't believe. Can you see anyone? Can you see anything?
No.
Not in this room, but I will admit on stream I can see things that I feel I probably am not supposed to.
You see the Jinordu, the attendant, and Zulmus, the protector, dragging Yidra quickly up these stairs.
Which stairs?
How far is this range?
If you use the ruler tool, which is near the dice tool, you can get a measurement of distance. Jinordu is about 45 feet away.
Ruler. Okay, gotcha. Okay. The Baroness sees them going and says,
he just kicking.
Then I did not prepare that. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to guiding bolt robes guy.
Okay.
So letting my face, let's go completely purple as can I just click this? Yeah. Submit.
Send it. All right, make a ranged attack spell. So I'm going to take a look at your character sheet. And
I clicked it. It said, "How did I want to cast it?" I said submit, and then
I'm going to take a look at something. Guiding bolt.
I have something I want to do after this one resolves, if that's okay.
Absolutely. All right, so let's you cast at a level. All right, so what we need to do is we need to make a spell attack roll. So just roll 1d20 plus 7.
okay.
Natural 20. Yeah.
Nice.
A flash of light streaks and slams directly into his spinal column. Roll 8d6 damage.
All right, so there's 4,
I really need.
and then there's another 4. 31.
31.
And I say stop.
You can see a skeleton for a moment. Just Lorian, what was the thing you were going to do?
Well, he stopped.
They're still moving. This is all happening simultaneously. Lorian.
Oh, of course. I am casting hold person at 3rd level on both of them.
Okay. All right.
Let's not.
Let's
just
just
pull a straight piece of iron from the top of my shield, like there's a slot for it.
Okay.
And I basically like remote.
I like it. Free will off. What's the save DC on that?
15.
I'm going to say, and what type is it? It doesn't
Wisdom.
matter. None of my saves are +5. But that one will. Not only does Jinordu just get absolutely fragged by that guiding bolt, but now he's completely paralyzed. Zulmus throws the spell off.
Does he continue moving with Idra?
Yes, Skiga, what do you do?
All right. She runs.
So if you right click as you're using, for those of you who are not familiar, if you pick up your character and right click as you're like holding your token, you can plot up a path and you can right click to drop waypoints. You can do the same trick with the ruler where you can right click to sort of set.
Look at that. Well, all right.
So you can calculate a single movement like
Nice.
that.
We got a. Okay, yeah. We're going to let's see, how do I do this? I want to put how do I set a point, like a flashy, so you can see?
With the selector tool selected, just click and hold.
All right, we're going to put a bunch of grease right there. Going to make it so can't use the movement.
Oh no!
All right, so these two need to make a dex save.
Okay. Well, Idra's being dragged. So I'm just going to roll for Zulmus. It's a dexterity saving throw. What's your spell save DC?
Yeah, 12.
I need to stop rolling as Lorian. All right. Well, I rolled a 14, so Zulmus is not affected, and Idra's already like prone and being dragged, and Jinordu is completely paralyzed. All right. So it is their turn. Zulmus is going to continue moving at half speed because he's hauling Idra. As he vanishes, his robe is now slick with grease around the corner.
Started on fire.
Baroness, it's your turn.
This dude's fried, right?
He's not dead, but like he's incredibly just sizzling and paralyzed by the spell. And there's a puddle of grease right there.
Wonderful. Well, I will. So I'm trying to do this right click thing, and I'm not.
Click on your character to like pick them up, so you've got them in your hand. Then right click, and you should see a ruler appear, measuring distance. And then if you right click again, you can. There
we go.
Then if you right click again, you can then set waypoints along the way.
Okay, gotcha. So this is as far as I can move with my 30 movement. He's paralyzed, so I will just get here. I'm still face glowing and such, and just say they're getting away. And then I will I will use an action to dash.
Mm-hmm.
I think which will take me right to the goo.
Yeah, you can easily get to the goo, and you'll have 10 feet left.
Okay, so there I be.
All right, and you're like,
Ugh, my gown.
oh, this is not good. This is bad. This is a fashion emergency.
If you end there, you have to do a dex save.
Yeah, so roll dex save.
Cool. Core dex 12.
You pass.
You barely managed to keep your feet.
Ugh.
All right, Lorian, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna bring something up that I haven't yet.
Mhm.
And Alex can back me up on this one. Lorian in my original version has the Wood Elven magic feat. So
Mhm.
one of the spells that I can cast, I think once a day with that is Longstrider.
Mhm.
So if you'll allow that, I'm going to cast that on Skiga.
Yeah, that's fine.
To give her an extra 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
And say, Skiga, get him. And then I will walk or canter over to my held friend and pull out my rope and get as close as I can to start tying that person up, given my action.
Yeah, so you can item interaction, and you used your action to cast a spell, right? Or is that a bonus action?
No, it's an action. So I don't imagine I can start tying them up.
Right, but you have the rope out, and you can move yourself adjacent to the paralyzed individual.
Right, that's the plan.
All right, Skiga, it's your turn. You get an additional what?
10 feet of movement.
10 feet of movement.
I'm missing. Let's see here. There's my normal 30. Here's a 40. And let's just see. Let's go do the dash thing.
All right, so you're moving through the grease spell.
10, 15, 20.
Did you do double movement for the grease?
Oh, it doesn't say anything about it's difficult. Oh, it is difficult terrain. All right, so I was right here. Or here.
And a creature that enters or ends its turn must roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it is. All right.
And interestingly enough, it's not a concentration spell, which is wild.
No, it just goes there for all right. So there's my 30. So I have extra 10, right?
Correct.
Well then, what's my jump?
It's roll in athletics because your jump is really good.
Let's see here. Not today.
Supremely unlucky. You land at the edge, the far side of the grease. Roll a dexterity saving throw. Now that only costs you 10 feet of movement, and you you stick the landing.
And it's like whoop.
Yep. And you still have that was just one movement.
Yeah, I can. Let's see.
So if you dash, you can reach that.
Yeah. Can go through my own dude here.
That's a hard corner. Oh yeah, no, you can move through the dude. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
I'm just picturing like Breakfast Club, like slide around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah. So if they're trying to move any further, I guess I can move diagonal. So there.
Cast power word grease. Grease is the word. It's a word that you heard.
So they try to move. I will do an attack of opportunity.
All right. Nice. You move to gain tactical control. It is now Zulmus's turn. Zulmus will threaten Idra's life as you approach. Zulmus has Idra in a grapple and readies an action to bash his head in.
Please say it's my turn.
It's the Baroness's turn.
Lovely. So my deck save, right? To get out of the goo?
Well, it's only if you enter or end, and you didn't enter it on this turn. You were already in the goo, so red is written.
Okay.
You're fine.
So I can just step out.
Yep.
Cool. So I hear the threat. He's writing his action.
All three of you gain disadvantage from chat. Everyone!
That's fine. Well, I will do something that won't affect my disadvantage.
That is smart.
Thanks, friend. And I'll say I don't respond well to threats as I raise my hand and cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. On
So,
Zulmus, who will roll
Yep.
a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, that does not pass. Roll 2d8.
beautiful. Oh, not so beautiful.
And you have an inspiration now.
Oh, thank you, Chad.
I can't use inspiration on attack.
Correct.
Yeah,
Well, still, 5 points of damage is 5 points of damage. We
very
take those.
true.
Anything else?
Then I will, like, as I'm glowing and stuff, walk forward.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow me to do an intimidate?
Yeah, I'll allow you to use your bonus action to intimidate.
So then I will look at him, like, face glowing,
Mhm.
and I say, stand down. 10.
All right. He uses his. She uses her readied action to inflict an automatic critical hit on the hostage.
Nope, I don't have. Wait, does that work that way?
Self.
Yeah. Okay.
Unlucky. A telling blow, but because the sacred flame and such that just happened, it's not a killing strike. It's just a critical hit. Starts clobbering Yidra. Now it is Lorian's turn.
Well, I don't see any of that, so I'll go ahead and start tying this fool up. Yeah, whatever pose he's in, you know, I just kind of make it work.
Mhm.
Do a bunch of whatever. He's not good with rope, but if you tie enough knots, eventually people can't do it anymore. So,
Well, he got a natural 1 on his saving throw. He gets to throw off the spell, so he's gonna be there for a while.
well, the cool thing is too. I mean, I figure if I tie him up, then you know,
yeah.
I can drop the spell, and he's just tied up.
For sure.
So yeah, I'll do that. Assuming I can get him nice and secure, I will then make my way down the hall and try not to eat shit.
Okay, roll a dexterity saving throw against eating shit.
Eat it. Eat it.
Oh, and I have disadvantage, huh?
You do have disadvantage.
Thanks, Jack.
Oh.
I pressed disadvantage, but I only rolled once.
Well, that's because you just typed in a roll instead of clicking on your character sheet. So if you click on next to your ability
That's what
scores,
it
you've got
is.
saving throws. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do this. Hey, between the two of
Disadvantage
them,
still didn't proc, so just roll it again. No, we'll take
one more time, or
no, we'll take the 2 of those. That's definitely a save.
Okay.
Your disadvantage is expunged.
excellent. Okay, so I don't eat shit. 5, 10,
Shit is not eaten.
15. The grease is difficult terrain.
Correct. Double movement.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I make it just out with my 35 speed.
Excellent. And you use your action to tie that person up because it's more than just an. It's not just like drinking a potion. It's not just an item interaction. You actually have to tie them up.
Oh yeah, no, that's
All right,
like a.
cool.
I totally figure that's a full action.
All right.
What do I see? Do I see poor Idra being clawed?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to see over, the Baroness.
Could I
Sort of.
weave a spell down the hall at? Well, if I don't perceive like, oh my god, Idra's head is being clubbed.
You
then,
see violence back there, and because you can get a decent glimpse of it, anything you do, they'll have cover.
Well, I wanted to throw a heal actually.
Ah,
Like if I can see that Idra is being
yes.
beat to, I'll be like, oh, we need him alive. And then I'll throw
Absolutely.
a healing.
Absolutely, you can do
second
that.
little healing word at him.
Absolutely.
It's the word. It's
Now, is that? Let me look at the spell. Is it spellcast mod or spellcast modifier? Or spell attack mod or spellcast modifier, I should say.
Skiga, you're up. While we calculate
Alright.
this, because
Alright.
Idra's not going to take any
Okay,
damage.
God.
Keep
First
doing it.
one.
Keep calculating and roll it once you've got it. By the way, Brandon.
Of course.
All right, Skiga,
First, we're
go
going
ahead.
to try to shove down with disadvantage.
All right, so, those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. Yeah, those are good numbers. All right, so you break the grapple by shoving the bodyguard to the floor.
All right.
I will apply the healing. Thank you.
Now we're going to do my attack.
Roll it.
Let's see here. Oh wait, hold on. I get an advantage. So I'm just gonna roll it again
Yes.
here real quick.
All right. Yeah.
For-
The
All right.
the 19 hit with an 8 damage, so we're gonna take that one.
All right, and my bonus action attack.
I love this tactic. Shove him down and just.
That's right. Crit the hell out of him.
The protector has chainmail and a shield and is able to weather the storm of your second attack.
All right, now we're gonna do an action surge.
All right, like you do.
Just
you-
start wailing again.
Ga, 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 ga. Chop. Another 7 health.
All right,
The shield comes up in time and your axe glints off the surface.
my bonus action.
Ah, fighters.
Just a wall of attacks.
Muda, 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 muda.
Told you, I hack things. I'm a hacker.
All right, they really need to nerf that cooldown on the hack. All right,
All right,
excellent.
That's it.
Very good. And your disadvantage is expunged. All right, so because we're starting with Varanus, it is now Protector's turn. They are going to rise to their feet. He stands up, and Idra's prone. It is time to fight back. So, she's going to turn, and she's going to attack Skiga with 2 strikes of the mace. And as this green mace
to the face.
mace to the face, as the mace lashes out towards you, it starts to hum with this odd, painful tone in your ear. The first attack, a 12, no dice.
No.
The second one, a 14. Does that hit you?
14 hits without my shield.
All right. Because you're in full-on attack mode, the first one you're able to parry, but the second one is just a brutal assault, a direct, powerful blow, breaks through your defenses, inflicting 8 points of physical damage, of bludgeoning damage, and 2 points of acid damage.
All right.
And that's it. Idra scrambles to his feet, sort of staggered from that blow, and uses the withdraw action to run down the corridor. Ah, they're trying to kill me!
Towards me? Where's he going?
Yeah, towards you. If Baroness, will you move aside and allow Idra to flee?
I will say, yes, idiot, we see that.
Lorian, same?
I will not let him go.
Okay,
I will interpose in the hallway.
okay.
Say, just come here, stay here.
Come to Mama.
Ah,
Lorian.
ah, ah. All right. Back to the top. Baroness, it's your turn.
Let's go with another Sacred Flame.
All right. Just, we are not burning off that disadvantage. We're just not going to touch that.
Nope. Nope. I'm not gonna whiff on one of my cool fucking shits.
Well, unfortunately, the Sacred Flame misses.
Well, there we go.
And what else you got?
I will take a step closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will try to intimidate again.
Okay, roll it.
24.
24. For a moment, you see something like fear pass over the Protector's face. But then the moment passes, and as you look into her eyes, baring your teeth with all the arcane energy of your mysterious heritage glowing and sizzling in the air around you, you just see yourself reflected back into completely smooth, silver, mirror sheen eyes. This thing is not truly mortal.
Interesting.
And it may have no emotions.
Huh. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Hey, that reroll that intimidation. You had disadvantage.
Oh, true.
Good way to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, same result. It counts. It totally counts. All right, Lorian, your turn.
All right, so Idra is here with me.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously looks a little worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like kind of mom arm him
Mm-hmm.
and just like stay right here, stay right here. And do I have line of sight on yonder fellow?
Yes, with cover.
With cover. Okay. I'll go ahead and toss a sacred flame myself.
All right.
That's about all I.
There's radiant energy just sparking down this hallway like Star Wars lasers. Survey says, what's my modifier on that? My modifier is 0. I'm downing a 10 saves. Your holy light strikes true. Roll 2d8 for damage. 8 points of damage, a telling
Average.
strike. What was that?
Perfectly average.
As all things should be. All right, Skiga, it's your turn.
Same old thing.
Look, it
Right.
works, right?
Shove her
yeah.
down.
All
Doing
right.
what I do.
There's a cat attacking my microphone. Ah, success.
All right, now we'll just do our attack here.
That's with
No.
advantage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I keep forgetting to turn it back on.
All right, clang.
And then our bonus action, crit
Hold there.
for 13.
The cat got me.
Oh, I'm a. Oh, my
We've
camera's
lost
broken.
her.
My camera's broken.
Oh, we can still hear you.
There we go.
Give me a moment here. The cat has separated my connection.
Cats.
The final boss.
Check. 1 2 1 2. All right. So my output is good. I just want my input's good. I just need to fix my output.
There is an echo now, apparently.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
Hooray. All right. I'll fix the echo in a sec. Probably. Possibly.
Oh, after her done attacking, she moved here too. Forgot about that.
Yep. So what'll happen sometimes is the cat will bump my microphone and I have a somewhat intermittent connection. And when that does, I lose audio and I can't hear anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm back. Nice, good flank. And 13 points of damage. The cat is the true final boss.
Aren't they always?
Yep. And also, the last time this happened, I ended up with an echo that I am not sure how to fix. So, I apologize for that.
Cat pulse bomb.
Yep. Cat pulse bomb. All right, excellent. Your turn is over, and I believe it is time for retaliation. Well, she's going to rise to her feet. Caught between a rock and a hard place, she chooses death. She strikes at the Baroness, a far less armored target. 22 to hit.
Just barely hit.
Any countermeasures, or am I?
Oh, I'm gonna Hellish Rebuke, but I have to take
Okay.
damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're about to take damage.
Yeah.
All right. So the first attack inflicts 8 plus. You take 8 points of physical damage and 5 points of acid damage.
Let's see.
Plus, assuming you have no resistances, that's a total of 23 points of damage.
Wait, it was 8 and how much?
So you took 13, 8 physical, 5 acid from the first attack, 6
Gotcha.
physical, 4 acid from the second, for a grand total of 23.
Ugh. All right. So cool. So that takes me down to a really bad number.
That's
so
not a good
now,
number.
Are you
yeah,
like less than
so
half, a quarter?
Oh,
Very
I
much
meant
less than
like a
half.
quarter.
Okay.
I'm a glass cannon, baby. So as my reaction to that damage, I will happily point my finger and cause her to be surrounded by hellish flames.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to cast that at the 3rd level.
Because you're...
So,
Oh, no, you're not a warlock, right?
no, I'm not sorcerer.
You're just really pissed off.
Oh, I'm very pissed off.
Well, I got a 3 on my save, so what happens?
4d10.
All right, let's see it.
We need her
Let's
alive.
see it in fucking deed. 24.
Decent.
Nice.
All right, flames lash out, and you can see the armor starting to crack. And as you look again, you're the only one who's sort of seen through the facade, and you see those mirror sheen eyes, and they start to crack and flaw as well as the mirror clone takes critical damage. But that's all that it can do. That's all it can do. It's completely surrounded. It's time to
Yes.
die.
Okay. Then it's my go, right?
Yeah, yes it is.
All right. So I did expend my disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh my god! I have too many.
Healing.
I need healing.
I do need healing, but I have to. Let's.
Crouch. I need healing.
All right. I'm gonna go for inflict wounds.
All right.
I'm gonna go 2nd level.
Hmm.
All
What does this
so,
look like?
My face is just like a near purple sheen, like all my features are gone. My eyes are just almost like radiating energy.
Mhm.
As I reach out, my hands glowing, trying to touch her underneath the armor as I say, "Fucking die." And I will.
She casts shield.
Can I counterspell her shield while I'm doing my action?
Yeah,
Judge.
that's
Right.
how that works.
I'm pretty sure you can react. You can react to a reaction. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Cool. So she casts shield, and you just nope. Your hand covered in this energy just rips through the magical defenses, shattering them.
Please work. Where's my roll? I'll just do my D20. 13 plus 7, dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, so that is second level higher. That's 4d10.
Ooh.
30 damage, 2 10s. Nice.
All right. You see your own reflection in her mirror polished eyes, and the spell rips through the mirror clone, and you hear the tinkling of shattering glass, but she remains intact, barely strung together.
Oh God, why won't she fucking die? That's 54 fucking damage.
Lorian, it's your turn.
I will move a little bit.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
No, we're not out of range. No, I just gotta stay there. But yeah, after I do that and I see that she's
Wait,
in that back,
wait.
I'm like,
She used her reaction to cast shield.
but my turn's the top of the initiative order, right? So
No,
that
you can
was-
still move because she
Her
can't do
reaction
attack of
doesn't refresh
opportunity.
until the start of her next
Her
turn.
turn.
So you can move away safely.
Yes.
Well, hypothetically.
I can. So I'll just take a step back.
All right.
Just one?
Well, these people are in the way.
You can move through allies.
Correct.
I'll go here.
You
And
can't
that is
end your
fair
turn
space.
on an ally square, though.
Just move
Oh.
through.
So
yeah,
I'll,
I'll let the Baroness pass if.
and I'll say, take care of this before they. Ugh. Ugh.
The Baroness recovers 8 points of health as some of the fire and the fury. You're at home here. It restores your strength. Your resolve to fight continues. Thank you, chat.
Ugh. Thank you, Ian.
I feel it's
a,
better.
You hear a faint voice in the back of your head say, "You want some pumpkin moonshine?" Okay. Who's
Lorian, it's you.
turn? It is my turn. Okay. As the Baroness walks by, I would probably say something to the tune of, "We need them alive. We need to know what's going on." And then I look at Idra with that kind of like wild-eyed, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I grab him,
Mhm.
like right by the scruff of the shirt, and I push him towards the nearest wall. And I go, "What do you know?
Ah!
What's going on?" And I just want to spend my action to shake this fucker down. Like, what the fuck is going on?
All right. Roll intimidation with advantage.
Thank you.
Natural 20. Okay.
20?
Okay. Where are the drugs?
Cannot be trusted.
All right. And at the end of this, you will find a treasure. I don't know what this is. Everyone's been acting strange, and the master was acting strange, and he was spending a lot of time in the stacks and with the confidant, and he never told me about the ritual.
You don't know shit. Ugh.
Clearly. Don't.
But they've been looking at me strange ever since the
Enough.
master went into the stacks.
What did you say that before? Oh my god.
Don't
Okay. Anyway.
move. And I turn around and I just bonus action healing word on the Baronet.
All right. Roll those dice, and while you're doing that, Skiga, it's your turn.
All right. Rinse and repeat.
Those are rookie numbers. All right. You should.
Not advantage. Not advantage. Not
Yeah,
advantage.
not advantage. Survey says 19. Back down on the ground, but with the shield spell intact.
That
That
was the counter spelled away.
You're right. That got completely fragged. All right, carry on.
All right. Now I have that advantage. Oh no. All right. There we go.
All right. 5 points of damage. A telling strike.
To KO if she's that low, not to kill.
Did not drop.
Okay. Just for the record. It's been...
Noted.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, no, that is it. That is it. Okay.
Can I was kind of like standing in that hall, like the sidelong glance, did I still see like other dude that I tied up?
I haven't been rolling his saves, but I'm going to say he's come out of it by now, and he's just sort of tied up on the ground, rolling around.
Okay. Cool with me.
Okay. The last, or not, the protector, sort of on the ground, reaches into her boot, pulls out a dagger, looks up at you, Skiga, and you can see the eyes now, they're gone. They're just polished silver reflection as she drives it into her own eye socket
That's a new one. Thank you.
and shatters into pieces.
This still counts. That's 2.
That still counts as 1. All right. Lorian, you have Yidra by the scruff up against the wall. Janordu, the attendant, is hidden, or is tied up. The battle is over. What will you do?
Baroness, I say, not looking away from Idra. What do we do with this?
Wait, I lost the audio. What?
I'm without looking away from Idra, I call back to you, Baroness. What do we do with this one?
Behind you, Baroness, the great
Yep.
orrery, still quietly ticking to itself. Something chimes on it. As the gears within one of the rings just audibly clicks and strikes a bell.
That turns my head.
Interesting. So I will Arcana check it.
Okay? Roll.
10.
Still,
And you're not sure what that means, but as you look around at it, you do see something that's not part of the mechanism.
looking back.
What do I
at
see?
Idra,
A
I
little
say,
red thread tied around on a particular date and a particular time that is very, very close to now. You'd estimate
Okay.
it's within an hour.
Idra, what does that mean?
I will just say to Lorian, darling, I think we are short on time.
Idra, what does this mean?
Dragon!
Like he's coming?
Sorry, what? You're a little faint.
Yeah, I'm losing your audio, Brandon.
I haven't said anything. I'm
Oh.
thinking now. Dragon, that's a thing. Let's make some executive decisions here, ladies. Do we go look at the mirror again, see if there's something in there that we need to pull out? Do we examine this a little more closely, or do we find a way to get the fuck out of here? Because if there's a dragon coming, we're probably going to die soon.
No, let's assess. We have the text. We have, I don't know, we still require the focus, the reagents, and the words.
The words are all in a chest behind you. All you have to do is pick 30 letters in a language you know, in words that are meaningful, and write them in the circle.
So Ashardalon is 10. Let me see how many is like fuck off forever.
Fun fact.
Maybe one of the scripts from one of the books that we pulled has words that we should be using. The one that I pulled is a particularly intense elven curse, by the look of it. That could do something if directed in the right way.
From the chat, did you try the books in the book contraption? Book contraption?
The spinny thingy, the astrolabe?
No, or like putting them in the stand in front of the ritual circle.
Oh, that is true.
I mean, sure, that's probably a way to. I mean, I don't know if that stand is like an activator or literally just like a physical holder for a book to be referenced.
But we still do need the focus and the reagents.
Yes.
I mean, it's just gonna say, do any of you have anything on you?
I have a component pouch. I mean, a variety of small scale magical.
You have my axe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have my amulet's my arcane focus.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little symbol, but
you need one focus, and I can tell you that the end results will differ based if you use a symbol of Lathander versus the arcane focus of the Baroness. You're going to be tapping into two very different powers.
You absolutely will. Shut up, Alex. We're not going to go into all the different powers I tap into on a regular basis.
Okay. So how about we take our little friends here, and then Idra, if you annoy me, you may join them, and we put them in the circle. Perhaps they'll be our sacrifices to stop the dragon.
To consider.
Any objections? Perfect. And then I will walk. Will the goo go away? Can you dismiss it?
No,
in a minute?
It's just a minute. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
probably soon, if not already.
Yeah.
We could get information from this friend of ours that I have tied up here in the hallway.
Well,
Sacrifice is
let's
totally
see
fine too.
let's see what he says. I'm not the strongest, but I will
I'll
wait. What's
assist.
this? I will insight check him. I'll see if he's lucid, coherent, or if he's mirror-eyed too.
Okay. Roll it.
13.
All right. He seems lucid.
All right. So assuming that I'll make it so that he can speak but not move, like in case Lorian bound his mouth.
Yep.
I will say, speak quickly or die slowly. What do you know?
The dragon Ashardalon. His heart was cut out. In its place, he put a demon, a Balor, to sustain his life.
Where was his heart taken?
It was cut out ages ago by a hero of the world before. It is lost.
Is he saying this in the voice we recognize him with?
Yeah. It's not any of the same intonations he was using earlier where, oh, yes, of course, sir. Good, sir. Like, that's gone. It's the same body and the same, like, vocal cords, but not the same personality at all.
Absolutely. Okay.
Now the dragon is loose again.
And then how do we stop the dragon?
I would try binding his heart.
The demon.
Cool. So we have to bind this demon. Cool. Cool.
Can we access any sort of out of character thing?
Mm-hmm.
Can we access any transcript of the blurbs that we read from the openings of each of those books?
I will make them accessible. It's going to take me a moment.
Sure. There could be phrases in one of these books that we could turn into a spell. You know, a curse to bind this dragon's heart. And while I don't mean to toot the horn of my god, he is definitively anti-demon. Might be useful. Through my focus, we could probably put together something.
Well, I am less fond of demons myself, so I am fine using your relationship. As it were, I do want to make sure that we have these reagents that they keep mentioning. I think we should sacrifice the lot of them for all the trouble.
If he's one of the little mirror guys, I'm not entirely sure that he'll work. And while
perhaps the mirror itself is the reagent we need.
Perhaps.
Or we need to find a way to get into that playroom where the demon likely is bound.
A demon.
Maybe we are in the mirror world.
Don't hit me with that. I can't process that right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Idra, are there any repositories of standard spell components, reagents, anything of that sort that are used in day-to-day spellcasting that you have access?
Yes, absolutely. Anything that you can imagine that is not particularly difficult to get or exotic, like the blood of a dragon or anything of that scale, I guarantee you'll find it down here.
Where's here? Can you direct us?
Yeah, he'll point you to one of the study rooms and a chamber to the side of you just swap here. The chamber where the runestones are kept. There's a number of different bottled reagents and components. You tell me what you look for or what you pull out, and I'll let you know if it would be included.
All right, so let's think, girls. We need how would one bind a demon in the place of a heart?
Oh, just hug.
A hug.
Your muscles are big, darling, but I don't know if they're dragon heart big.
What if instead of binding it somewhere, we banish it?
Banish it?
We do have that pool of who knows what's it.
Yes. The pool seems useful. I was actually thinking of dunking the mirror in the pool, but I don't know if that'll stop our dragon from coming to knock.
Yeah, we
If
also
his
have
heart-
those chains holding the big rock thing in the behind the magic wall.
If his heart is now a demon, banishing the demon back to its home plane handles its heart. An
Might
option,
just take the
something to
heart out of
consider.
him.
Sure. And after that, what do?
Yes.
You're a heartless dragon. He already kind of sounds like a heartless dragon. But now he's like mechanically heartless too. An option. I also don't have the means to necessarily cast banishment myself.
You could, any spells you throw into the ritual, their effects will be changed and magnified by the power of the circle and by the reagents you pick and the words you pick.
Well,
That is very true. We do have a very good boost.
At the level I'm at, I'm currently banishment is a 4th level
Mhm.
spell. I'm level 5. I don't have access to banishment as a spell.
But we can make a good guess at it. I
Sure,
think
yeah,
with the
if the
ritual, we can
ritual
make a good guess
circle-
at it.
If the ritual circle will allow us to put something together,
Mhm. Yeah.
using the right words, the right components, etc., then we could still. But we can also keep looking around for other options. There could be all sorts of different things we could do to bind a heart.
There's not going to be like a pre-made spell to do this, and Idra knows this as well. This is about what you come up with and what you create and what you invest into it.
Wonderful.
Oh, how about we just have a cast wish?
Easy.
I wish this all went away.
whole world disappears.
I'm going to start walking this way
Mm-hmm.
until I get back eventually to the playroom.
All right.
And I want to again just I want to actually like investigate, see if there's like anything I see that seems like it would disable this bars around me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, investigation. 7.
I mean, it doesn't seem like, it just seems like they're bars and you can tell objects can pass physically through them. You're not sure what all the binding magic is for that passes between the bars aside from...
I'll just try a push. Like, can I push through it?
Well, the door is very solid, but your hand passes through the bar without incident.
Okay. And so there's like a big coffin on chains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's firebolt the chain. A chain.
Okay.
So
roll damage. The hit is automatic because you're going to keep trying it until it works, I imagine. Until you hit.
Yeah. 10.
All right. Oh, it physically heated up. Do you just want to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do like one more.
All right. You see the silver doesn't have like a super high melting point. So it's starting to come apart. Super easy. One more and you'll melt that.
All right. Luck be a lady.
What are the other two doing while you do this?
So we're still back over.
Should you desire?
Area.
Should you so desire?
Yeah, no, let's. I'll take Idra, and we'll head back towards the stacks. I have a similar mind. I imagine anything we're gonna need, we're gonna find over in that area. So.
I'll just go with. This is your domain.
Or actually, from here, can we take that other entrance to the stacks that we found?
Yes, it has now been opened. You may pass.
There was a shorter way to do that.
All right.
You again.
What are you doing?
I don't know, dear. I'm trying to do something.
The silver chain melts, and the polished obsidian sarcophagus lid shifts away from that direction as the tension breaks. And you hear a... and you see mist rolling out of the sarcophagus on the edge. Just where
Wolfram, darling, is that you?
What did you just do?
the mist continues to pour off as if the whole thing's full of dry ice, and it just starts pouring out. But instead of flowing down the steps, it starts stacking up in a column, rising at that corner of the sarcophagus.
We received your invitation, dear. We just came to help.
Why? Did you just let that thing loose?
Perhaps it was Wolfram. He disappeared. He might have been taking a power nap.
I don't like this at all. This door is still closed.
Yes. As the mist continues to pool, a figure shapes itself from the mist and walks towards the door. It is nearly as tall as you, wearing a black robe with a crimson inside. It has no visible hair whatsoever. Peers through the bars looking at you, each of its movements ungainly though smooth, its joints all a little bit just too long and a little too flexible.
It's
Chat, it's sideshow.
Kill it!
He gets to the bars and he's just like, "What a papaga move! How could you do this?
I'm boomed.
I'm literally pooing right now."
All right.
Oh God. Okay. Don't like that. Do I recognize this creature? Is this
No.
anything I've ever? No.
It speaks to you. May I come in, please?
Absolutely not. Before anybody says anything.
I say, darling, who are you?
I am Wolfeld's confidant.
Perhaps you might confide in us. We're trying to stop a dragon's ascension. Are you interested?
That was his most recent project. Yes.
Yes, and we could use a good project manager.
You really need someone who can like cross promote interdepartmental synergies.
Oh God. Oh.
What is your name, oh confidant?
That has been taken from me.
Indeed, it has.
Wouldn't happen to be a lost hero of time, would you?
Ha! No. What do you require assistance with?
We desire a spell to banish a demon to render the dragon ineffective.
Bind the heart of a dragon.
Well, if you wish to bind the dragon, you should use the dragon's tongue. If you wish to bind a demon, you should use a demon's tongue.
The demon's tongue, I know
Yes.
quite well.
Then what would you say to a demon?
Leave me alone. I know I'm gorgeous, but damn.
That's fair.
I turn to Lorian. Would you know Draconic?
No. I know Elven, Sylvan, Common, and Celeste.
Yes, and none of those are Draconic. And you,
That's
my
what I
dear
said.
Skiga, do you know Draconic?
What?
Do you know Draconic?
No.
I'm
How about
scared.
Idra? Hold on. Idra, do you know Draconic?
Yeah, I picked up a little bit here and there.
Little one does.
Oh,
we trust
he's
him?
useful now.
You
I
said...
won't tell him you said that.
I heard that!
Come, darling, come. We have a guest for you to meet.
I'll go. I'll walk first. Let's
All
go.
right.
So when we're all gathered, I was like, all right, well, the demon's tongue I feel I can speak to get rid of that pesky heart, and then our dear Idra here, whom we've saved multiple times, whom we didn't kill and torture, even though the group voted to.
You're saying that out loud.
Yes.
We definitely did not torture.
Yes, we definitely did not torture him, as was, suggested by some. I won't name names, the Baroness. So perhaps working together, we can figure out the words. We have the book. We have a focus provided by our dear elven friend here, and we have a room of reagents all waiting to be agented.
You wish to bind a heart?
Yes.
Supposedly the dragon his heart was cut out and he swapped out his now missing heart for a demon. So his heart is now a demon. It's very flowery prose. Not entirely sure what.
Well, perhaps that is what you must offer. One heart for another.
Idra's heart, yes.
A soul for a soul.
An everlasting exchange.
Well, Idra, you really wouldn't want to live without your good wizard anyway, so...
I very much would like to live without my good wizard.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, darling, okay.
Skiga, do you have any torches? I can light a torch for you if you need light.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty of those.
All right, I'm lighting a torch. There you go.
Cool. So we,
you
said, oh, so much common.
If we need a sacrifice.
Well, we also have the other one, the tide robed man.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, we have that guy.
Well, there's plenty of hearts to choose from. So, shall we draw some circles and start chanting?
I feel if we're going to do this, we should use Draconic. Mostly because
that's
gives the heebie-jeebies.
We can use Draconic for the creature's heart, and then, a little Infernal on top to ensure the demon stays home.
Yeah, can you mix and match?
Absolutely, but you only get 30 characters in the rune circle.
It's really shitty Twitter.
Exactly. It's shitty evil stone tablet Twitter.
It's like
Twitter.
alpha build Twitter.
But there's an edit button.
Do spaces count?
For magical syntax, you do not need to use any spaces.
Goodness, that's always the worst part of drafting.
I know, right? Seriously.
So I just want to make sure the Bowler that was the demon's heart is Bowler.
Balor.
Balor. Balor.
B-A.
That is it. Yeah, it is a type of demon. It is usually regarded as the most powerful sort of demon outside of a demon prince.
Oh, lovely. Fire aura resistance. Ugh.
Oh yeah, you found it. Yeah, yeah. They're happy customers.
Well, he might be like a distant cousin of mine, and family reunion is so tedious.
Trust me, family is chaos.
From
extensive experience.
Yeah, well, in the Baroness's case, that's cosmically true. Anyways,
well, I can work on the infernal half if you lot come up with something to say in Draconic for about Stoppy the old Ashardalon. It's 10 characters though, so
that's a big one.
Cease. Stop. Exclamation mark.
Just Ashardalon, comma, yeet. That's it. That sounds characters to me.
Now, the Balor, by the way, that is a type of demon. It is not the demon's name. The demon is of the world before, and its name is just gone. You'd have to do some outrageous magic to dig that up.
Arcana check.
Yeah.
No.
And Arcana check. Natural 20, I'm good.
20 on this Arcana check, real quick. Oh, confidant.
Hmm?
When was the last time you were summoned?
Just recently.
I
Some-
assume to discuss this most recent mission.
Yes. Something walked in the door and asked me to help bind the dragon's heart. But it is not Wolthern.
Something else besides
Yes.
us and besides him.
Yes. It wore his face. But I could smell it. And I could see it. It was not
See
him.
that it wasn't the real him.
Yes. Yes.
Who put you in this box?
Hmm. Well, for that question, the DM's actually going to have to look up his lore.
This strikes me as a mirrored version of Wolfeth got in here. And
Yes,
started mucking about.
it did.
Just double checking, dear.
Hmm. It was General Gomo who placed me here. It has been a very long time.
Okay.
I feel there's more to be found from that mirror. Obviously, things are coming through. Maybe something on the other side could help us. At least figure something out. Or find Wolfeth.
So you're saying perhaps we should throw Idra into the mirror and tie a little rope around him and see what he does.
Yeah, just like do the old coin with a string attached. Pull it back. I mean,
They did this on Stranger Things too, and
yeah. An expedition of sorts could yield something valuable,
But would it be completed before the dragon arrives?
which
And-
is in like an hour, less
Yeah.
than an hour.
It's basically there so that, we go to bed at some point.
Right.
Yeah. Since I did mark the time of
Mhm.
the red string around our clock, like roughly what are we at?
26 real world minutes.
Okay. I'd say, well, darling, we have about 20 minutes and some change. So, how about, I don't know, darling, we have questions, we have valued guests from ages long past, we have mirrors that expel like our reflections and a pot full of water.
It's a whole playground of toys.
Yes.
Certainly is, but we can only pick one.
We just need a candlestick and a dish to run away with a spoon. Okay, so, well, we have a general idea of what we need to do. We need 30 characters to figure out. We know what we're trying to stop in roughly both ways, with the Baylor demon that we don't know its name, and Ashardalon who's going to fucking incinerate us all.
Oh yeah. You know the red dragons in your in your monster manual?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah, so we gotta stop that real bad. So what if we Idra dear, if we like sent you to go run an errand, you wouldn't try to flee now, would you?
I'm pretty sure that if I flee, Ashardalon's just gonna burn everything down and I'll probably die.
Wonderful. Could you fetch me some like empty vials and pots?
Yes. All right. He'll just scurry away and start working on that.
Cool. So how about we get some water from the water plane possibly? And be like, hey, maybe demon go to the water plane.
That
Just
would
have
be
some water
fun.
with us. I don't know.
He would hate that.
Well, I mean, we've also been hearing from the people here that these are on some ley lines, so maybe we could just move them somewhere else, not to this plane.
What if we take Ashardalon and put him somewhere else?
Yeah, someone else's
Well,
problem.
That certainly sounds like not our problem now, doesn't it?
Right. I mean, if we have access to generally powerful magical capabilities, we could send him anywhere. We could say, Demon, go back to your home plane, Dragon, go somewhere else. We could say, both of you, Astral Sea, catch you later. Like, we've got options. It's just a matter of drafting the right tweet. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
I'm a
Well,
professional social media manager. I'm built for
do
this.
you have any familiarity with the Astral Sea?
It's big. It's full of stars.
Thing
Some
about
people go there when they
space is
die.
really,
There's
really
stuff
big.
floating around in there, and I don't want to be there. That's what I know. That's what I know about the astral.
That checks out.
All right. Well, then I'm fine separating the two. So how about we do a very big dispel magic to a boosted ley lined effect. We
Is
could dispel the
templating-
binding that holds them together.
That's a decent idea. Is templating a pre-existing spell, like we're going to use dispel magic but fancier? Like, is that a viable strategy? Because
I think that
was talking
sounds
about
good.
with Banish. Okay.
Cool. So we have Baylor, Ashardalon. That's 15. So how about
Banish forever.
Be gone from this plane.
1, 2, 3,
It's
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, well, that's fine. I just need to get an extra character in there somewhere.
Oh, the Bane.
Can't
So-
leave.
What
Can't leave any
Period.
holes in the
Have right now.
circle.
So I have Ashardalon, Baylor, split and go home. 29 characters.
Go homes. Fairy Queen. Chat.
The Fairy Queen. I mentioned the Fairy Queen as my inspiration for one of the opening dialogues of one of the texts, because you do need to choose which text you're going to use, like for that component of the ritual. So there's a book of fairy curses. There's a book of dawn magic. There's a book of some sort of elder mind twisting magic. There's a book of practical transmutations.
Yes, I was thinking of the dawn magic, applying one's will to reality, a very ritualistic magic, the legacy of Ioth.
We're talking when you say dawn, right? It's DAWN.
Yes,
Not like someone named
DAWN.
Don.
That is very on brand for me. I think
It is. It is.
I think I could do quite a bit with dawn magic.
All right.
Oh my god, these fucking characters.
All right, so for components, I have the water from the well. I have that in there. We're going to use the Legacy of Ioth as our ritual book.
I have characters. I have Ashardalon, Baylor, Split, and Deviate. 30 characters.
Deviate.
Like
It's
that?
fit.
Also,
It's
I
a
will
synonym.
also-
Or deviate.
I will present my 30 characters. Ashardalon and Baylor leave forever. That's 30 characters.
See, I was close. That's basically what I said.
Well, that still keeps them together. If
Yeah, not our
we
problem.
split them,
As long as
They are both, well, the dragons immediately rendered ineffective because he was powered by the demon. The demon just returns home or is a more solvable problem than a dragon from times on by.
That's
So
true.
I would put one more point for my 30 characters than yours, but they were lovely characters.
Thanks, appreciate it. I worked really hard on them. What was yours again? Just run it by me.
We have
What?
Ash.
what was that?
I'll post them.
Just repeat, Baroness, your characters one more time. Oh, there.
Ashardalon, Baylor, Split, and Deviate.
Just feel like deviate isn't a specific enough word. Like we have to like.
Because they might be like just
Genie
very
wish.
deviant people.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I'll deviate from your plan of leaving forever.
Well, that's why we said split. They got to split and they got to deviate. Oh, how about diverge?
Dismiss in the chat.
Diverge works. Split and diverge.
How about this? Ashardalon, Baylor, diverge, and leave. 30 characters.
Diverge and what?
Leave.
See, there's no time component there.
That's true. There's no like do it right
So-
now. None of these do though. None of these say like do it right now. They can be like, yeah, we'll do it as soon as we're done killing you.
After 10,000 years of flame.
Yeah,
But I mean,
exactly. Like, once we're ready to leave, then yes, we will do.
All right. Anything else we want to use for reagents?
What do we have? We have water.
We have water. I think breaking the mirror would be lovely.
What if that like reacts and make like a mirrored version of this wacky fuck off
Oh,
destroy the world?
what was the confidant's name? Did he give us a name? No, he didn't know his name.
Janordu?
No, not the the vampire. who I assume is
The
vampire.
confidant. Yeah.
Yeah, the confidant.
No one said anything about
Confidant,
vampires.
darling.
No,
You
Mhm.
mentioned that you were seeing a Wolfram that wasn't Wolfram. Was it the doing of this mirror? Do you know anything about it?
The mirror is unknown to me. But when I broke the false thing, he points at the ground near the study where there's sparkling dust everywhere.
Mm.
When I broke the false thing, it turned into this.
Yes, we had to kill
Yes.
myself, which was agonizing, and then this one, which was easy, emotionally speaking, of course.
There is an Ur fiend who lurks behind mirrors.
An orphan. Well, he just sounds delightful.
that may be all we find if we look into the mirror again. It's just that fiend hanging out in it, causing.
All right. Well, then we'll nix the mirror. So
Well,
we have
the mirror, there's a thing that lurks. That's not all that lives behind mirrors. You can find every mirror behind a mirror.
That is true. If there's a looking at this from a literal sense, there could be a network of them. But I feel that might be an egg to crack another day.
You may not have enough time, but such things exist.
yeah.
Indeed.
I'm liking what was it? Split and diverge. What did we have?
See, there was another one posited.
Put it in chat.
It is.
I did.
Yeah, everything except for the diverge variation has been posted in chat.
Okay. Leave forever now. Please delete Ashardalon and Baylor. Overwatch time.
I'm a fan.
Overwatch me.
I'm a fan of Baylor and Ashardalon C9 and lose GGEZ. Break up and yeet. It's not bad.
Ashardalon and Baylor have no rights. That's good.
I think, and a good portion of these could work very well. I think we've got on.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I like
leave forever now. Leave forever now, and we do it as a very big dispel.
Yeah.
Because dispel magic is leaving forever. There's some magical effect. We're bringing
It's
about
that
its cessation.
That or formulating it on the basis of a banishment spell. But I think either one would.
None of you have banishment on your list, so that's going to be more difficult to use as a basis.
Then yes,
but dispel magic, yeah, it has to be a spell you actually have knowledge of.
Right. Then let's.
Yes, I know of things. I know of such things as they exist, but I've not done that yet.
Yeah.
I could cast grease into it.
Let not ruin the rest of my dress.
So he would do a cool like slide like on socks.
Yeah, see, the
Out
dragon comes
of
out,
forever.
he slips, is knocked prone, and then the embarrassment causes him just to go back home. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
I get it.
Let's grease the world.
What other creative?
Grease
spells
really
could
is
we
the
use?
word.
Hack the planet.
So yeah, I think we should just try leave forever now and do a really big counter spell dispel magic.
We've got about 12
So
minutes.
actually, let me.
Ashardalon Balor, please fuck off OMG also works for 30 characters, but
I'm loving chat suggestions on these. I think they could solve this too.
Press Alt F4 to.
I mean, so neither dispel nor counterspell have any material components, so I think we are just going to have to wing it.
We still want something to help augment this in some way.
Well, I mean, we have the ritual itself, the circle connecting the ley lines, the water, a symbol of the plane right on top of the ley line. And also like water as a symbol of energy, change, redirection.
That's good.
I have a few things I could probably contribute as well, especially if we're using dawn magic. I've got a couple little flavor items that could
all right
augment. Okay, I mean, we gotta get going. Let's go. We got like 10 minutes.
All right, so final answer is Ashardalon and Balor leave forever now.
Yeah.
For the runes around the edge.
Yeah.
You're using the Legacy of Ioth book. You're using the water from the strange well as a reagent.
Why not?
Are you using any other components or ritual aspects?
The only other thing would be my holy symbol. And then in addition, I assume the water is stored in a bucket or a cauldron of some sort that we bring into the ritual area.
Would you like to go to the ritual circle now?
We should take everything and get over there, yes.
All right.
Is my personal thought.
Please
At the very least, I will.
Please feel free to move over there.
Skirt.
Good.
Yeah.
You made that noise whenever disengaging an Overwatch team.
Guys, I said reset all the way back to spawn. Don't take a corner and peek all the way.
Oh, this chat. I was looking in Twitch chat.
Got a request to use the mirror.
So I have my holy symbol that I will use later when the ritual actually kicks off. But for now, I will walk over to the bucket, cauldron, whatever the hell we're using to store this water, and use another aspect of my wood elven magic and druid craft, one in each hand, a pair of morning lilies.
Ooh.
Bright orange, vibrant flowers. I probably can't show an image to chat in any case, but they look really nice. They are essentially my thematic representation of my faith. So I craft a few and kind of like gently let them float in the pool.
Okay.
And then I have my book of prayers and my holy symbol and just ready to turn the key.
All right.
As he does that, I come over and I say, "Allow me to help, darling." And I will use my last 3 sorcery points to give me a 3rd level spell slot,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll pick a Morning Lily up, and I will channel a counter spell into it, and then place that in the center of the water.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
Come on, baby! 17.
Nice. Okay, great. So what could have happened there is you were putting anti-magic, you were binding up anti-magic in it, and when you have anti-magic in a magical ritual, if you do it right, it's like part of the payload. If you do it wrong, it can undo the whole thing.
Bounce it back, yeah.
Yeah, it unravels, problems ensue.
Man, who flipped the switch on the power strip? Oh, jeez.
Reverse the polarity.
All right.
What starts spinning?
And what is everyone else doing? Is anyone else doing anything?
Oh, not my domain.
Are there any Eldritch Fighter tricks or tips or Goliath rights that you could add to this?
I could chill touch it. No.
All right, that would add necrotic energy.
No, we don't
Just
need
the
that.
thing we need. No, it's like when you it's like you like touch a cup, and then the cup gets like really frosty, like when you throw a mug in the freezer. Very useful spell.
So shall you begin praying?
That is what I do.
All right.
Sure. I mean, if we're ready to light this candle, both literally and figuratively,
Mm-hmm.
then yes. Okay. Yeah, I look about the room and I kind of make sure everything looks to be in decent order. Everything's
Mm-hmm.
appropriately lit and reagents are placed where we want them and activated in the ways we want them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I will start to pray. I don't have anything specific, and I'm not going to off the cuff a prayer.
That's totally
boy, howdy,
fine.
that's not me. But in general, prayers to the Dawnfather talk a lot about rebirth, renewal. There's always another dawn. Yeah, it's dark right now, but things always get better, even if they're bad. So even though this crazy dragon is coming to totally beat the shit out of everybody, it'll pass. Such is the natural order of things.
All right.
So I kind of just spiel for a good while and start to kind of imbue that spell casting energy as best as I know how. And I'm referencing the Dawn Magic book and seeing some very interesting things, I imagine, that I'll want to look at later. But otherwise, just channeling the zhuzh.
All right. As you invoke your prayer, things will always get better, even if they seem worse. You would like them to be better now. You would like them to not get too much worse before things go on. Roll a charisma check.
Chat, are we sure we want to trust the illiterate elf for referencing the book of Dawn Magic?
All right, I can read. I just take my time with it. Charisma check.
Can I help
Yeah, that's what's up, chat. That's what you get. Doubting me.
So, Dawn Magic is all about will. Something that sorcerers have power. Yeah, it's William Riker. No, Dawn Magic is all about will. And in that moment, as you invoke that prayer and you can feel the currents of power flowing beneath your feet, and you see the 2 morning lilies begin to glow with this light, like the sun cresting over the horizon. For a moment, you simply just, you feel all that power, you feel yourself connected to it, and you desire it, and it is so. Your magic basically manifests as a wish. And as the dragon far away, you can feel this, you can see this as if you were in the sky, hanging in the sky like the sun itself. as the dragon's wing, the shadow of its wings, fly over the land, approaching the valley. The moment that shadow passes over Odasvale, the dragon just vanishes.
My work here is done.
So you say all this, and then like the candles all whoosh, they go out at once, and Idris just sort of stands there. Did it work?
I just, the biggest fucking smile on my face. I turn around. Yes.
No, we have 4 minutes to live. Say what you need to say
And
now.
we got time for lunch. All right, wrap it up.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, everybody. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Holy cow.
Can my last action be?
Mhm.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at Lorian one more time.
Roll it. He's
Just
standing
for-
there. He has peace. He feels like he communed
Just for that
with the Dawn
fucking-
Father
Oh,
for
Just for that
one
fucking
moment.
shitty grid.
So
26.
backstory for chat and for people who might not know, Lorian has had like several crises of faith where like he hasn't been like hearing like from his god, and like he doesn't know what's going on and everything. Like his whole backstory has been like, what's going on? I've literally devoted my whole life to this. What is going on? So for that to happen with all those thematic elements at once is just mwah.
I'm gonna cast a
Wonderful.
Firebolt because that shit-eating grin is just so unseemly. I just throw one in disgust.
And as the curtain closes on our heroes, take 11 points of fire damage.
The
Second wind.
illusion falls and it's a pink tiefling with wings. She goes,
Wow, it's me, Lorian.
that was
Thank
fun.
you
Woo,
so
we did
much,
it.
chat.
Great.
Thank you so much, chat, for hanging out
Apocalypse
tonight.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All
Thanks,
the
guys.
pieces came together.
Thank you for setting this up.
No, it was fun. I like challenges where it's basically, here's a bunch of toys, make something up, and if it makes sense, we'll play it logically.
Yeah. No, I had a great time. Thanks so much for inviting me. Thanks for the treasures. Thanks for the help, especially. That was looking a little grisly. Super fucking fun.
I had you. I had a couple spells left. I'll top you off. Cure wounds, cure wounds, cure wounds.
But yeah, so
I see you in chat, gnomes.
Hey,
Ashardalon left.
I'm I'm setting up this whole like plot line for the next season of the show, and I can't just immediately get rid of him. But that is actually gonna. This is sort of the impact of this adventure will have an effect on other adventures in the future, and the impact of that is that the valley is not a searing wasteland. So
Huzzah!
yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome,
Brennan
future people.
Sideshow. Tiberius Wanderstave lives another day.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and call it on that. Set that up. But again, thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Dibblendork is on East Coast time, and I
It's
don't know.
2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up in
It's
5
cool.
hours.
I went to
Jeez.
Fort Lauderdale yesterday and got
Mhm.
home at like 4:30, so my sleep schedule is a-okay. And by that I mean it's awful.
Oh, where,
So
where in Florida are you?
Boca Raton. So
Where is it?
Southish. It's like 40 minutes north of Miami or something.
Okay, darn.
All right.
I'm
It's
going to
like
Orlando in 2 weeks.
Florida. It's a wasteland.
you're what? You're moving or
I'm going
going?
to Orlando in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to go to out east, go to NASA. So
Oh,
or this-
cool.
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 Yeah.
What time zone are you in, Sabriel?
I'm in Central.
All right, so slightly less screwed, but
Man,
still
I
screwed.
know. I get up at 6:50.
You're
So
gamers, okay? These are.
I am not a
gamer
late.
hours.
I usually go to bed 3 hours ago.
Well, I appreciate you staying up with us.
Yeah, once in a while, you know.
Right?
Yeah,
Have
this
fun.
is great.
All right, so I'm gonna cut the feed so that we can
Bye,
say bye to
chat.
chat, and
Oh
we
my
can
God.
hang out or we can go to
Eight
sleep,
actor on
whatever.
chat one more time. Ah.
right. Bye, everyone.